Thank you. My boy, you already know, man. Cookie Man Media will beat the shit out of my boy Cookie Man Media, man. Cook. You know what time it is, shout out my boy Cookie. You know, salute my guy, man. Salute to all people, bro. We finna get into it. You know the truth. It's your boy ODM Slim, not like the other one. Got my whole little setup going crazy. You don't hear my boy Cookie. My boy Cookie. Cookie. Get some more trees from people. My gaming. Game tripping. Shout out to all the peoples in the building, y'all. Come on, let's get up in here, man. Get them lights up immediately, y'all. Let's get them lights up immediately, y'all. Get them lights up immediately. I'm up here grinding. Grinding. You know what I keep in the lining. Gotta push this back a little bit. Or no, hold on. Gotta get my aesthetic together. Get the aesthetics together. All right. How y'all doing? Get the lights up, y'all. Please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Let me see what the YouTube doing. My YouTube is cracking off. What YouTube doing? I can't see no the comments on YouTube. Let me see. All right. Go to the gifts. Got the gift off back. We get the gifts in here. So we set our gifts and stuff going, start counting the stuff. And we start off with 20. Let's start off with 20 gifts. We're gonna start off with 20 gifts in like 40 minutes. Let's go 40 minutes, 45 minutes. See what we can do. 20 gifts. Let's get it. Start it off right. Shout out to all the people in the building. You already know, man. It's your boy ODM, man. We're about to get into this content, man. On game. Mm. Grinding. VladTV, you know what I'm saying? Dropped another one. Shout out VladTV. You know what I'm saying? The boy Nick just go crazy. Nick always showing up and showing off. And you know, make sure we get the two chains on off the way. Type of ish. You see what I'm saying? And let's get to this content.
Breaking. We interrupt your normally scheduled programming because we have to, me and my brother got an interview running right now as we speak on the Vlad TV channel. But we got to do something that has never been done. While one interview is running, we got to do a completely separate interview because there is a war that broke out in Iran, and there is nobody better to speak to about it than Sergeant Nicholas Irving. Nick, what up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, Soldier Boy don't have nothing on this right here, man. You know?
Soldier Boy, Boosie, 6ix9ine, none of them.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yo, Nick, real talk. In the history of Vlad TV, I don't believe that this has ever been done.
That's crazy to me. And I've watched Vlad since many moons ago, you know, before I joined the Army. Yeah, definitely when I was in.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I've never seen it done. Currently, you and I have an interview running, and we just had to bring you back on the platform because you offer a unique perspective that I don't think any guest on the platform can speak to in real world scenarios. I mean, your perspective comes from a place of experience. It comes from a place of been there, done that, and I can't wait to have this conversation. So
yeah,
let's
just talk about Operation.
Man, shout out my boy LAM in the building, ODM in the building. You know the truth, bro. LAM, ODM, you know what it is, bro. Straight up.
Epic Fury. It's a hell of a name.
It is. That's our name. I know Israel has Roaring Lion. That's their name,
Correct.
Which is still pretty, you know, significant, but different. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, last time you and I spoke, I asked you specifically, did you think that this was going to happen? Did you think we were going to go to war with Iran?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think so. You said you give it 3 to 6 months, if I can remember correctly. If, you know, by the time this thing airs, there is a strike. But it definitely seems like we're gearing up for it.
I was going to give it, if we're going to do anything, 3 months to 6 months max. 3 months. I could see something in 3 months. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I believe 3 to 6 months, but then, you know, after you had informed me on the, like since 2003, we haven't had that build up in the Middle East since 2003. Then I was like, okay, been there, done that. I know it's about to happen. And like a day after the interview dropped, or the day we got done doing the interview, the next day is when it popped off. I don't know if I'm like a bad omen at this point, but I don't know. But yeah, it was way sooner than what I predicted. I gave it a few months.
Nah, you know why I thought, you know, that it was about to go down? And actually, if I could remember my words correctly, I was like, yo, by the time that this interview airs, I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S., if there was a strike. I didn't realize at the time, or I didn't think at the time, that it was.
Shout out New Zealand, you already know. Reckless in the building, shout out Reckless. You already know, man. Shout out to all our people in the building, man. Salute to all y'all people. Make sure y'all get them likes up for your boy while we grind it.
It's going to be the U.S. and Israel. But, you know, if you watch the news and it's always the buildup in the media. They
Yeah.
prep you for stuff like this.
Yeah.
They desensitize you. They get you ready. So I saw all of the warning signs like, yo, this is, they're prepping us because we're about to strike. And it didn't surprise me at all, truth be told.
New Zealand in the building.
Okay. Before we get into Epic Fury, I think that the last operation, I don't even know if it was 2 months ago, Operation Midnight Hammer. I think that's what it was called.
In Venezuela.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep.
No. That was actually in Iran. Was Operation Midnight Hammer in Venezuela?
Midnight Hammer. You're right. That was no. I'm sorry. Are you talking about the nuclear facility?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That was a few months ago.
When we struck in Iran.
Allegedly.
And
allegedly.
But President Trump, he said we completely obliterated Iran's nuclear potential.
Exactly.
That was his words.
And that's what gets me too. It's like, I mean, if we completely obliterated something and then, fast forward a few months to today or a few days ago, and it turns into Iran was like weeks away, days away before they were able to be like, almost untouchable when it came to the nuclear program. But I thought Midnight Hammer was completely like obliterating their nuclear program. And that's what got me. I'm like, that was a setup, a precursor to where we are today. And it was like, I don't know if it was to get the reaction of the American people, to see how we would react to, doing a top secret mission, Tom Cruise style, to hit this nuclear facility allegedly. It might have been a pile of dirt, a hole in the side of a mountain, But there's one thing I do know about bombs in mountains. You go back to Afghanistan, 2001, 2002. We bombed the shit out of Afghanistan. Back when we had bin Laden, rest his soul, Dalton Fury, a Delta Force commander who was on that operation. He wrote a note in my book, and yeah, if anybody who reads my book, they'll see Dalton Fury's endorsement in my book. And really great guy, rest his soul. But it's like, you can bomb and drop bombs on these people, but when you're like, embedded in the side of a mountain, deep underground, there's only so much you can do. And allegedly, bin Laden got away. I don't know if that was the U.S. let him got away type deal to prolong the war. I'll say that's my belief. I do believe that, and I know 2 Delta Force operators who were on that operation, and they suspect the same thing I suspect, that we kind of let him, get away. Some helicopters came in, picked somebody up. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do know, having fought in this war, you can drop bombs on these people, and it's like they just get tougher over time. It's not like, pumping a mole, pumping gas underneath where moles live at, and setting it on fire, blowing it up or whatever. This is different. These people are built different. They've been fighting this, wars since before I was born. And they've been planning stuff since like the 1940s or 50s, for that matter, for situations just like this. Do I think we hit anything? I don't know. But what I do know, if you're smart about war, or even have the paranoia that, hey, some countries might be after me, I'm going to move my stuff underground, off radar. And I think that's what Iran may have did. But do I think that the Operation Big Dick Hammer, whatever you want to call it, do I think that obliterated their nuclear program? I didn't think so from the get-go, but that's what our government told us. And the first thing that, that dies in war, like I told you, is the truth. That's the first thing that goes in war. I don't believe anything. I've been in combat, 6 deployments, contracted. And when the numbers come out, if I were an American, I'd be questionable about the numbers that do come out. I've been on multiple operations where the news, I was sitting in a chow hall one day. This happened on a couple of times. We would get done a mission. I'd come back, you know, a few hours later, I'm at the chow hall eating breakfast, and I watched that another unit did X, Y, and Z. This many people were killed, and we got this guy. Yeah, we got this guy, but the unit was wrong. The casualties were wrong. But it's being put out on Fox News and CNN. And I'm like, oh shit, I was just on that mission. And I've watched it multiple times.
That's so crazy. And I really do want to highlight what you just said. The first casualty of war is truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is such a deep statement when you think about it. And you having been over there, witnessed it
Appreciate you,
firsthand,
subscribe.
participated in it, and you look up from the chow hall and you see almost immediately that the truth is distorted.
Yeah.
The facts are completely different from what you know to have happened.
Yeah.
And I think in large part, that's what we're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, allegedly, a month or two ago, the nuclear potential of Iran was completely obliterated.
Come on, bro. Stop all this Chinese shit, bro. On game. Stop all that shit about this Chinese shit in my thing, bro. If you keep doing that Chinese shit, get him out of here, bro. Let's get the mics up, y'all. Everybody get the mics up, please. Get the mics up, please. We're in this motherfucker grinding and hustling every time I come in this thing, man. Please, all I ask is get the likes up. I'm gonna run this content. I'm running it up for y'all. Let's get the likes up. Shout out to my tier one operating ranger needed the way. For sure. Tier one operating ranger for sure. He for sure get cracking. Shout out to bro. Let's get that out of here, bro. That was a cold ass bar. On the set. Let me just get away. Let me get away. Barack Obama, Carter, and the Chiefs run. All right, for sure. Whatever y'all say.
But here we are, fast forward
Charles,
6-8 weeks later, we're at war with them, and it is specifically because they have the makings of weapons of mass destructions.
Yeah.
What's right?
Hey,
like what are we supposed to believe?
I'll tell you what you believe. Looking back at 2003, before that, like 2002, 2001, 2002, going to war with Iraq, they told us the same talking points.
Right.
Anybody who remembers that, I used to study war. In middle school, I studied war. I used to steal books from the library, like break in, steal books from the library just to read books about war. I got in trouble for it. And I've been studying this stuff all the way to my adult life, to today. I still study war.
Watch you with it. Stop, please.
But the same talking points that are being spewed out by our polytricksters in office, it's the same talking points that got me to believe that I was really going to go help out in Iraq. And I don't believe that now. I've gotten older. I've been there, done that. You know, granted, at the time, I did have a lot of fun. Depends on what you classify as fun. I don't look at the killing anymore as fun. To a degree, there were certain cases where, you know, it was all right. But what got us into that war was one big lie. And I don't think the American people has had enough time to like digest that and put the feet to the fire of our polytricksters in office and say, hey, you sold us on a lie and got thousands of people killed, over 1 million Iraqis, civilians killed, and we haven't addressed that yet. And those same talking points that allowed us to do that is happening right now.
No, you're absolutely right. And the truth of the matter is, we sit home and all we have to go on is the news cycle, your social media feed, and you don't know what to believe.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't. If you are pro-war, then of course you're going to latch on to the idea that America is defending not just
China.
itself,
That's
but the
okay.
world at
Oh,
large
Latina. Okay,
from
okay.
one of the
All right, I get
greatest nuclear threats of
Tina.
our era.
Okay.
You know who
And
else
if
has
you
nukes
are,
though?
Ti.
North Korea.
My Ti.
absolutely,
There's a few other countries that have nukes, but we don't touch them. We just seem to be going after the same brown people. The same brown people who live in a desert. We keep going after them. There's a few other countries that have nukes or the potential to have nukes, but we don't go after them. We go after these people who live in the
But
desert
why y'all
somewhere in
think
the
that?
Middle East under this god.
Why y'all think that we don't go after certain people? Why we go after just the Middle Easterns for some reason? Like he's explaining, we going after these Middle East people. Like, why is that? Why is we just going after Middle East people? Why we ain't going after other people and all that? Because these are the same people that they try to destroy. When they try to make y'all feel like y'all separated from each other, but piece by piece they destroy y'all as a whole. Piece by piece. Oh, we gonna kill this part, this part, this part. We got all y'all believing that y'all not a part of each other, and we gonna kill y'all as a whole, like little by little. We gonna use you to kill him, use him to kill him, while we sit back and enjoy it until we gotta get our hands dirty. Straight up. Get all this oil, get all this money, get all this stuff going on, get filthy rich. We went up there and Venezuela. Whoop the Spanish. They oh, the Spanish. They Mexican, so fuck them. We ain't tripping. Yeah, all right, cool. Whoop they feet. Now, Middle Eastern, oh, they Middle Eastern. We ain't tripping. This, that. Boom. Now they gonna go to Africa next. Then we gonna be like, oh, shit, they got African. We ain't African. Well, y'all just got to ministry. Why we allowing people to do what they do? And once they turn to us, then what? Once they turn to us, then what? Straight up. Listen, Israel today is not is the Israelis. They're not Jewish or Jews. So we got to keep that in mind. We're gonna keep saying Israelis because they from Israel. Just because they from Israel does not mean they're Jews. Straight up. The real Jews ain't there no more, bro. Straight up, let's keep it real. They're Israelis. They're not Israelites. It's the difference.
Is that, oh, they're about to have nukes, like we talked about last time. Bibi Netanyahu has been talking about this for like 40 plus years or whatever. Since the 90s, he's been talking about it. They've been weeks away, days away. We obliterated it. It's completely
Right.
set back to the Stone Age. And then a couple of weeks later,
Facts.
it's like, oh, they were about to get it again. And they were weeks away from it. It's the same talking point. And I'm like, we just keep going after the same people. And is it really for our best interest? Is it for our freedom? Or is it for
No.
somebody else's?
And that part. Is it for us or it's for them? If we fighting or they war for them? If we fighting they war for them, get all the natural, all the same thing they did back in the day, 1400s, 1500s, all that. The Mongoloids, all that, that's what they did. They took all they ruins, all their stuff, jacked them, hid it, all the same shit going on to this day, bro. Straight up. Same shit going on to this day. And all we doing is the same thing. Oh, we're going to get their oil. We get their oil. Their oil over there. We're going to get their oil. They drug dealers. Nigga, who out there? You got niggas, you got American government selling weight. So why did they go get the drug dealers? You know what I'm saying? You got American government selling weight. You got American government selling weight, brother. Reagan and them selling weight. But they ain't bad at Reagan. Reaganomics, they call it Reaganomics, right? But in Venezuela they selling dope, in Colombia they selling dope. We gotta go over there and get that. Nigga, y'all bringing the dope in. Stupid.
you know, and that's the $1,000,000 question. We don't know what's behind.
Nah, listen, bro. Vlad TV got this on the Vlad TV. If y'all want to go watch it on Vlad TV, go watch it on Vlad TV. Don't come in here because y'all gonna control the pace of this video. I react to videos. So as a reacted channel, I have to react to it. I don't have to sit there and let it play out. It's not let's sit and watch. It's not no let's have a date. I'm not here having a date with you niggas. Dead homies. So I don't know what you niggas thinking. Let's have a date. Let's sit up and let's watch this video together as a couple. I'm not a couple with you niggas. Dead homies. Let's keep it real.
this.
Oh, I do.
We don't know. Go ahead.
I do. I think we all know what's behind it. And it starts with the letter I, ends with the letter L.
You're right.
is ISIS, Ra, and L. Israel. I don't know.
I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, I think they have APAC. I don't know. I think it's way too much pull and way too many strings being pulled on our poly tricksters that they're nothing but actors at this point. They're paid actors. And their producer is in another country in the Middle East somewhere. And they get paid to go out here and act like politicians, act like they have us in our best interest. They don't care about us, the viewer.
So you saying, sir, you said this man said he's a 50-round caliber round with enough to take one man's arm off. That tells you that this man don't know what he's talking about? So this man is been in the army, got so many bodies that's confirmed, but he don't know what he's talking about. He got bodies confirmed, put niggas in dirt with the same caliber weapon, but he don't know what he's talking about. Stop, bro, stop it.
They care about the producer. They care about making him happy. That way they can get another production. Another production means another paycheck. We don't have politicians, we have actors.
That's well said, Nick. It really is. And when you really sit back and think about what you said.
I'm recording the hallway. Bro, listen, you're gonna see the hallway. See it's the hallway. Stop it. Nigga, listen, watch when I get started. Watch the TV be here Saturday. Watch Monday. Watch how the furniture get here and all that. Watch how this shit come. Watch how my shit be. Watch how my shit start reading. Remember y'all watched it. Watch my rug getting made, the ODM Slim Show rug getting made, all that. Watch. You'll see. It's me.
It's totally plausible and totally believable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because why are we again in a war? You know, what is the benefit to America, to the American people to be here? And it just doesn't seem like there's any, especially when we were told that threat was neutralized. Matter of fact, to be more exact, it was obliterated.
Off the high end of the. Yeah, no, it does. I gotta fix it, right? Because every time I get too high, it cut off. That's why I bring it down. We bring this motherfucking thing down anyway. But yeah, that's why I gotta fix. I reset my whole computer yesterday, so I factory reset my computer and all the stuff. So that's what it's doing. My bad, y'all. It does that, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. But I get it tomorrow, so like that I'll fix it. I just been doing it up. I'm gonna get another mic and all this stuff, get another mic and all this shit. So I'm about to get cracking.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we here? But you know, I want to go back to February 28th, which is all of 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The decapitation strike. At 1:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the U.S. and Israel simultaneously launched a massive joint air campaign on Iran. Over 2,000 targets were hit that day.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to focus on.
No, I would never let him. I swear to God, I won't let him write nothing, bro. Trust me. They talk to me all day. You nothing, this and that. And if you see the little mouse running in and out, back and forth, that's my child. You can see her shadow in it going through back and forth to the game. She gonna come in and go see right here. She'll shoot by again. But yeah, that's my little mouse. So that's all you know what I'm saying? That's what counts with me, bro. That's what counts, my little mouse. You know what I'm saying? My piggy. You hear the woman? My little piggy wiggy. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters to me. So I ain't gonna let nobody shake, rattle, or roll me. I got her to worry about. I'm the only parent she got, straight up. So I'm for sure.
On the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, was killed.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to talk about him specifically, and I really want you to sit with this. In that region, the supreme leader, it's above a president.
Mm-hmm.
It's above a prime minister. It's above a king.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally the second in command to God.
Yeah.
He sits right under God.
It's like the Pope
for
almost.
Them. It's like the Pope.
Yeah.
First, I want to get your thoughts on us taking him out. But I want you to think about it. The man was 86 years old.
Exactly.
How much more time did he have?
Yeah. I look at it like, I break it down in like a few ways. I guess you could say, one, what threat was he directly to the U.S. people? You know?
Yeah, that's what my baby mama got 15 to life. Yeah, her mom sitting down. I got full custody of her. Okay, full custody. Yeah, that's her, my baby mama got 15 to life. Yeah, for sure. You already know. Shout out my boy Chapo the Prince. You already know, man.
Two, I think about, is the U.S., are we still involved in active assassinations? The last time I checked, I don't think we're, like heavy in that game of assassinating foreign leaders. But then to call it not a regime change, but you want to kill the regime leader and then have say-so in who the new supreme leader is going to be, sounds a lot like regime change to me, just like they are not calling it a war, except for, on Wednesdays and Thursdays when it is a war. Other than that, then it's just like a targeted campaign. It's the equivalent of calling 9/11. It was just targeted attacks. It wasn't like, not an act of war. Or Pearl Harbor, it was just targeted attacks. Those were all acts of war. But when we do it, it's just like strategic attacks, targeted attacks. It's not war. Three, like you said, yes, he was 86 years old. How much more time did he have? It's like the bin Laden on dialysis, traveling through the mountains of Afghanistan and Tora Bora and making it to Pakistan, all while on dialysis. Then you do the raid and you don't find a dialysis machine. I don't know. I do know that I don't believe anything that's being put out. And I think that this was all about regime change, but not in our benefit. And not just regime change. I feel that there's a certain country that kind of wants to control the entire Middle East.
Right.
And if you look at the wars we've been fighting since I can remember, it's all about the Middle East. It's always been. And whose interest are we fighting for? Is it the American people? If it truly, really was, then go back to 2003. You don't got to go back that far. 2003. Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction. Like, what threat did that really pose against us, the American people?
Pretty Jay, salute to you. How you doing, sweetheart? Shout out to all of my peoples. My boy, Brick City in the building, you know what I'm saying? Ronald McDonald from McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say that word, but I hear you talking.
All to get over there and find out, it wasn't even like that. We don't know what we saw on Midnight Hammer, whatever that operation was. We don't know what they really hit. No one was there. You got presented some satellite imagery of some holes in the ground.
But this goes towards your
Those
money.
same satellite images back in 2003.
Salute to you, bro. My bad. Hold on. Let me get you back in here. Where my layout not like that? Let me see my layout back. My bad, y'all. Let me get my layout back. I gotta see that. Where is my mini? My bad, y'all. I gotta do this.
Where Colin Powell was talking about, these are missiles of mustard gas and X, Y, whatever the fuck he was trying to say it was, WMD, turned out to be nothing. It was all made up. So if they're willing to lie, those same...
Hold on 1 second. Salute to you, bro.
Cincinnati 3358, £5 super chat. Not much, but this goes towards your mic.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it on everything. I appreciate the love on everything. I appreciate it. Everything counts on everything I love. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even care. And I salute to you for even giving a thought. Like, you know what? This for the mic, brother. Appreciate the love on everything.
Same people. And it's not the same people, it's the same entity that's allowed to lie to you then and lie to you before that. The warmongers or the people who are all about war, it's like, one, those same people who are all about war, you ain't fighting shit. You never fought shit. You're too much a coward to get off your fucking mom's couch, stop eating Cheetos, get in shape, go put bullets in people.
Hey,
You
so
don't want to do that.
can I give you my thought, Sepulveda? Right? Sepulveda. This it's my thoughts, right? This is I'm spiritual though, bro. So this is a spiritual land. He chose people, and a breed of people came from that land. So powerful, the people so powerful that when they went across the whole globe, they were suppressed by the colonists. Straight up, that land was so spiritual, so connected to the people that they trying to least understand it. So America, they don't understand that this is Israel as well. If you look at, man, I can. It's so much stuff. Look at even as they depict how they depict it, right? With the river, Mississippi River, all the shit. But I don't want to go too far, too hectic in it, right? On the game, on the but it's a connection. The Americas to that is a connection. It's a connection. Even with the tribal, the people. That's why it's a connection, brother. It's a connection, and they want to break that. That's why they took all the certain things out of the Bible. That's why they did certain things because they used it instead of, all right, like I said right now, if I'm a person, I've been thugging. I don't write nothing down. Y'all just watch me thugging. Y'all looking at me thugging, and y'all make a religion off the way I thug. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the way to do it because we watched him do it, and this is the way to do it. Woo woo. So these are the people you want to be like, but through genetics and all that, you can't be them. You can't be them. The meek when they hurt the earth. That means at one time the sun can get keeping hotter, and only people that can inherit certain things, but the sun getting hot and down, going up and down, is the people with the melanin skin. The melanin skin people. The melanin skin people. So if we try to figure out this all the stuff we try to figure out, bro. We try to figure out all this stuff. It's a lot of stuff they try to figure out. And even with the men Epstein, it says that stuff we couldn't figure out. We can't figure out. Stuff that it's just God. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to figure out how to define it at the most high. The most high is the define it is taking the land from the people, taking their names. What they do with it is they took the name from Judah. So the tribe of Judah is called Jews. They took the tribe name, took the name of the tribe, took the study of the tribe, took everything of the tribe, and became that trying to make themselves. Even with the place of the place, they started calling it Israelis because they couldn't take the real of the people, bro. Straight up, it's the native. And you got it. I gotta stop it.
Because those bullets fly two ways. And that's the quickest way to find out a coward is somebody who runs their mouth about, oh, we're all about war. I want to go, we should go do this. We should go do this. No, this isn't French. It isn't we. Nigga, it's I. You won't go do shit. You'll sit there behind your little computer screen and talk about how much you love war, but you never had to go see your friend's head blown off. You never had to taste your friend's blood. I've had to do that. I've had to stick fingers in bullet holes. I've had to swim neck deep in water and taste my best friend who just saved my life. I've tasted his blood. And I've killed a lot of fucking people for it. Those people don't have to live with that. They don't have the dreams at night. They don't have the issues that we have, the guys who've been there, done that. So yeah, fuck a warmonger. I don't believe that. If I ever did become president, which I have no desire to, you better believe it's going to be like George Washington, but I'm black.
Facts.
I want to be there on the front lines. I want to support if I'm going to
Never
support
lie.
you, there's no better way than to support a troop than signing that dotted line and go play volleyball with some bullets. Nobody wants to fucking do that. So yeah, I don't care about those people are cowards. There's a recruitment station in every hood. Go to a high school. Go to any lower income high school in America. You'll find a recruiter there. They're not hard to find. But yeah, I don't like those people. Am I proud of what I've done? I don't know.
They sent me $50, but my
I'm proud of
cash
certain things that I've done, but not everything.
$9, so $40.
But yeah, those same people who sold
Okay.
me that lie are doing the same thing today. Why would they change that? You never trust once they show you who they are, believe that shit. Believe it. They don't change up. Our government has never went to rehab, never went to go seek help from anybody else. They don't even seek help from us, the American people who vote, those who do vote. They don't care. So why keep believing the game?
Damn, Nick. I mean, you are spitting straight facts like that. You are spitting today. What you're saying is so real and it's so powerful. And I really want people to just try to digest your words, not just zone in on some quick highlighted moments, but what you're saying, it like tasting the blood of somebody who minutes ago saved your life.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, wow. Just powerful words, man. Powerful words. You know, you spoke about regime change.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not get this twisted. According to polls, 81% of Iranians didn't like that regime. 81% of Iranians.
Who?
According to the polls.
The polls. And here's I've never in my life been polled on anything. I don't know anybody who's been polled on anything. These polls, I think, come from inside the news organizations who spew the propaganda. These I mean, who are they polling? You mean to tell me Fox News, CNN, Newsmax, whoever, went over to Iran to go poll some people who speak a completely different language? Where are they getting the polls from? I've never been polled. Did they poll the Iraqis and the Afghans too? I've never seen a poll in my life. These are all internal organizations. They're doing internal shit to fucking spew propaganda. These polls aren't real. And the same person who was saying to believe the polls told you not to believe the polls last election cycle. When somebody else was favored,
right.
Somebody else was favored to win. The same person who's telling you, and the people who are telling you to believe these polls, we can go back to Hillary Clinton when she was like viewed on winning, and the polls were astronomical. There was no chance Trump could win. Those same polls that fucked up royally are the same polls who are telling you right now that 81% of X, Y, and Z doesn't happen. And what to believe.
You're right.
Polls ain't nothing more than bullshit to make you believe something that ain't true. Polls aren't real. I've never been polled a day in my life. My parents, they've never been polled a day. My grandparents have never been polled a day in their life. I don't know anybody who's being polled, in the American people, the Iranian people. I mean, the statistics show, like, if my whole inner circle and my outer circle, I don't know anybody, and let's say one person got polled. I mean, who polled you? One person out of 1,000 people, to me, seems like bullshit. And they say the American people feel this way. I don't feel a fucking thing about what your poll says. And 9 times out of 10, I'm completely opposite.
My phone died when it was right.
These polls are deception. It's propaganda. It's television. I'm gonna
Oh,
tell
look
your
at quick,
vision what
cause
to believe.
my,
That way,
my
when I
phone
do
died
something,
in
you
December.
feel
I'll
like
put
you're
the
not
video
the
on my sister
outcast or
here.
whatever that
I'll see
poll
it.
says. Nobody ever wants to
Yeah.
be the outcast.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Later.
You know, even as you're speaking, I mean, obviously I've never been polled, but I don't even know one person who has been polled.
Exact. So where are
Right.
these polls coming from? Who are they polling?
Oh shit. Polls.
It ain't
Oh.
us. It ain't us. It damn sure ain't us.
Okay, what should
Yeah. He said the polls. He said not 81% of the people of that place, Iran, didn't want the regime that was there. And I feel what he's saying. I never walked. I only poll I was on the YouTube poll that I probably made.
thoughts on this then, Nick? Iran, they're considered one of the leading state sponsors of terrorism. This is, if we're speaking again, what's out there in the media and being pushed on us.
Right.
Iran itself, you know, they're considered to be backing all of the major groups and proxies, from Hezbollah to Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. I mean, we can go on. Do you think that's truth, or is that just hyperbole?
I think it may be a mix of both. And what I mean by that, I mean, if you want to look at like,
Appreciate everybody, man. I just seen it. I see it right now. I couldn't see I can't see the gifts unless I got my phone in my hand or this thing 'cause it don't show the gifts. But everybody that's sending gifts, appreciate all the gifts, bro. Appreciate everything. Appreciate all y'all, man. Everybody, everything is. Listen, Bug, what's up? My Bug ain't got no thing in here, man. Hold on, my boy Bug, my boy Bug in the building. Get them lights up, y'all. Please get them lights up. Get them lights up, man. Get them lights up. Get it
the
going.
biggest contributor to terrorism, we gotta, I'm be like 100% honest, we gotta stop looking at ourselves as the good guy.
Right.
Out of our 250 plus years of existence, we only haven't seen war for like 16 years. We've got over 200 plus years of continuous war, being involved in war, killing innocent children, women, men, people who have nothing to do with
Right,
nothing.
cuz. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, for the 3-9 day, shout out 3-10 day and all that. Shout out to my thuggers, big old hood thugs, nigga, you know what I'm saying, March Madness. You know what time it is, March Madness, cuz. You know how we going March, niggas, March Madness.
But we go over there and bomb the fuck out of them. You'll go send guys like me who didn't know at the time what we were doing to go kill a bunch of people. Thousands of them as a unit. Dozens and dozens and dozens as individuals. So who's the real contributor to, like, we've killed more people, more innocent civilians than all those terrorist
Smoke
organizations
Keita.
you just
Shout out Miss Keita, you already know, shout out Miss Keita in the building.
mentioned combined. If you add up
Left to
all the
left.
casualties from these terrorist organizations compared to the civilians that we call it, oh, it's the cost of war. So that makes it okay? I think the definition has been skewed in such a way to make people believe that, oh, these people, because they say Allah Akbar and the way they look, those are the bad guys. Those are the bad guys. It's the magician's greatest trick. Not the greatest trick, it's the easiest trick. I'm going to keep telling you, look over here. And behind my back, I'm setting up everything I need to set up to fool you again. And we've been fooled. Like I said, 250 years plus of existence as a nation, United States, we had like 14 to 16 of those years, we haven't seen war. That's fucked up. Like, why are we so obsessed with war? Why are we so obsessed with violence?
You know, Nick, one of the most profound things that you just said was we have to stop looking at ourselves as the good guy.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So profound. And I remember when you and I first started to have these conversations, you would speak about the young Nick signing up, going to war, and you would always have this blanket statement, the bad guys, the bad guys, the bad, because that's what they sell us. Everybody who is not us is the bad guys.
The people who sent us over there at one point to go do bad things to bad people, as soon as that job is done, you know, they act like Pontius Pilate and wash their hands of the whole thing and they're done with it. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you touch great points. You said they send us over there to do bad things to bad people. And I just remember that, you know, I remember that very distinctly because I would speak to you and it just, if they can get you to believe that these guys are the bad guys, then I can tell you to do whatever I want you to do. And you have no conscience about it.
Exactly.
I'm keeping America safe.
Right.
Because those are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Without thinking about their lives, their families, their cause, and the fact that they look at us the same exact way that we look at them. We're the bad guys.
And it's like, I look at it like, I'm not even gonna say like Hitler or whatever. I mean, you kind of could. He convinced an entire group of people to do bad things to good people, or whatever. And then there's one side who believes that. There's another side believes that, you know, the opposite. I don't know that. I just think we have our definition of what bad is skewed. And I think that we've been pushed so far as a nation to, you know, back before we had social media, it was just the news stations and our parents and my parents. And back then you'd have the radio, they all believe because that's all there was. We had no way of like fact checking or verifying. You couldn't talk to someone in Iran. You couldn't talk to someone to Israel. I've been to Israel, and I may or may not have been to Iran once or twice while in the military, and Pakistan, you know? But what I do know is that the news that they get is completely different from the news that we get.
There you go.
It's completely different. And that was like the biggest shock to me, was actually not to stop believing that they were the bad guys, but getting out my bubble of that military mindset of, hey, these guys are bad. These guys are terrorists. You know, they're not really people. And that's what made it easier for them to, for me to kill them. But having got out that and traveled the world and done stuff on the outside and got a chance to like witness culture, witness the news, and observe different things, I'm like, man, this is so ass backwards. And I've been to countries that look a hell of a lot. I've been to countries to where you've been told that, oh, this is a shithole country, but I've been there, and it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. I'm like, man, I don't know. I think there's way too many people who've been brainwashed the same way I was. So no one could get mad at me for being the way I used to be. I was under that same brainwashing spell, that broadcast, that casting of that big spell through television. Right. I've been under that same spell. So you can't get mad at me, just like I can't get mad at no one else, other than the people who like constantly want violence and war, who've never seen it. Yeah, fuck you. You don't know what that's like. But everybody else, I think it takes a lot more getting outside that bubble. But that's one of the most uncomfortable things to do, is to get outside your own bubble and experience life for what it actually really is. We get so caught up on our own made up reality. To shatter that would be detrimental to our own sanity. Why would your brain doesn't work like that. It's all about comfort. So to break that cycle of comfortability, to be comfortable and believe this, whatever the fuck you believe, whether it's a lie or not, it makes you comfortable. To shatter that on your own, your brain's constantly fighting that. You're going to fight yourself. Nobody wants to wake up and go outside and sleep in a ditch for fucking 2 weeks. No, when you got a bed 2 feet away, why would you do that? It's the same type of logic. Nobody wants to break their own bubble and step outside and see life for what it really is. Life can be a beautiful thing if we experience it, but a lot of us are too caught up on a LCD screen and what a talking shoulder and head person says on the fucking TV.
You know, Nick, you step foot in Israel, Iran, in some of these countries that when you watch their news feed is completely different than ours.
A lot of people, y'all be saying stuff like I understand what you're saying. Now, if you're saying black people die for white people, is more of a understanding than saying the Jew, or I'm gonna stop saying, but you know what I'm saying, because them people are not white. The real people are not white. So if you want to talk smart and have that type of smartness that you talking, but you got a lot of misinformation as well because you're still using their propaganda to feed. So you can't be going off the lies that they tell and use the lies they tell as your standing point because that's falsified ground. Now, if you come with the factual shit, with the original shit, and then put it there, your ground be more standing and more firm than the shit you saying right now. But I'm not Pakistani, I'm not Iranian, I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what's going on. With the way you speaking, it ain't lining up to where you saying what you believe in or even understand it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't even need to leave U.S. soil. All you have to do is watch CNBC, CNN, then turn to Fox. Go read the New York Times. I mean, the messages that we're getting, it's all about what you believe and what you've been conditioned to believe. Mm-hmm. You can get the messages that you want to hear.
Exactly. Yep.
It's almost like the dealers. Like, yep. I'm gonna go over here because this is what I'm addicted to.
And it strokes my own ego. It strokes my own belief.
There you go.
And that's the problem, what I think with news. News isn't news. It isn't, news, entertainment, weather, and sports. It isn't none of that shit. It's a large broadcast spread to the north, south, east, and west. That's what the news is: north, east, west, and south. It's a wide broadcast, and depending on what side of that compass that you lie on, is the one you're gonna go to, because that one fits me. I don't like the south. I don't like the north. I don't like this. I don't like the west because I don't like the way that they say things, and it's not what I believe. But what you believe may be fucking wrong. And what you believe, not just wrong, what you believe is just probably made up anyways. There's a lot of shit that people do, and I've been in the same boat. I probably still am in certain cases. But there's a lot of things that we do and believe to be right isn't right. It just makes us feel good because if we found out that it was wrong after this long belief that we were right, it will fuck us up.
Absolutely. And people are.
And I understand you. I understand that too, bro. Agent Blank, Agent Blank. I understand what you're saying too as well, but this is the way we communicate at massive. This is the way we communicate without them. We can't touch people that's in Ghana and nigga. We can't touch people that's in Florida, Texas, Miami, like right at this stop. This right here helps us. So the revolution should be televised, but the communication, the knowledge, the wisdom, the people you pour in, people. We as people, we don't support nothing that we got going on. But y'all go buy Tommy Hilfiger, Sean John, all this type of stuff. So that's where, you know what I'm saying? It's like we saying what we're saying, but then we turn around and slap ourselves in the face. We gotta come as a whole team. We gotta see the things that we did that made us powerful, made us them want us to smash us so bad, right? Because they looked at us as powerful. That's why they put this. That's why they suppressed us. So we got to see that Black Wall Street, all that stuff. And we got to mimic that. We got to get that back going. But we got to start by acknowledging each other who we think that's fit to sit here and do the talking, fit to sit here and press forward. And we pour into these people, bro. But the thing is, we don't. We want these people to low key fail most of the time because they not the person we pick. You know what I'm saying? And that's just why I go with these motherfuckers. We are our own enemies. Straight up. We are our own enemies, bro. Sometimes people, your enemy laying in the bed with you. Everything you say, every time you bring a dream up, she crushing it down. Every time she bring a dream up, you crushing it down. That's the enemy in the bed with you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We gotta get that mindset back of togetherness. We have to get that mindset back of togetherness. That's what they fear. Us locking in. That's why if you look at any of these things that's going on, but when they had any type of positive things going on, they tore it down. When it was negative, when it was bullshit, it was let's bring it on, Crip blood, all that type of shit. I'm a part of that shit. But it was negative as fuck. That's why it boomed so much. That's why it's uncontrollable. We can't control it. Let it go. Let it be what it is. But when it had niggas like Tookie and them niggas that controlled it, they took the niggas out. Same way they did the GDs, BDs in Chicago. And at these two areas, you see the effect it has. These people, like you see this boy, man, like what's the man named Jeffrey Epstein? He telling you we studying this stuff, people. We studying this and that. We trying to make this that. We trying to define everything that God stands for, and we trying to make us in this place. They took Jesus, so-called Jesus, right, and they painted him image of the Pope's son, and got everybody believing he's just this white man that, and he's standing, and he was just a homosexual. Like, and this stuff is crazy. But everybody, the stuff that we believe is stuff that we pushed into you. That's told you told that the Moors, all these other people that these powerful people, they not powerful. The reason you tell you they're not powerful because they want you to feel powerful. That's why they teach you slavery and all that. In the school, we slaves. You know, they imprisoned us. We was indigenous to this land. Well, all the slave ships that all this shit, everybody got all this shit they can talk with in history, but they can't show you shit that they had with the slave ship and how they was bringing all these people here. Now I'm not saying no people came, but I'm saying all this massive and it came to this land and we all with the stop it. We indigenous to this land, bro. Straight up.
So close-minded.
Yeah.
Is in this country, my God. You know, we will stand on our side of the fence, and God forbid somebody has an opposing view.
Right.
God forbid that somebody doesn't believe exactly what you believe. You know, the way we have become so divided in our own country, it's insanity to me.
It's the divided states of America. It's the divided states
there
of
you
America.
go. Yep.
There is no united. Since my lifetime, I have not seen united, except for one day. And whether that was a real, whatever you want to, I don't want to get into that, but on 9/11, that was like the most united I think we've all been as a country. I wasn't here for World War II, Pearl Harbor, wasn't here for it. But I do know in my lifetime, you know, and I've been around for a few moons, but that was the only time I think we've ever been united. It's gotten so bad now, you can't even say like, do I believe in Christmas? No, I don't celebrate it, but if someone says it to me, I don't get a fucking offended. Merry Christmas, whatever. But people make it a political thing. You know, you can't even wish people happy this without getting political. We're divided.
We're completely divided. It doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from gender, to the Second Amendment, to war. This is a divided country.
Yeah.
Yo, let's bring this thing back around to Iran for 1 second. Iran, they took a hit, but it's not like they're going down without swinging. They launched something like 500 plus missiles and drones at Israel and even some of their Gulf partners.
Shalom. Shalom, King.
They sent missiles at the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain. What do you think that's about? Like those are some of their Gulf partners.
I think it was all like to hurt us. Like, I don't think they were attacking those people directly. I think it was about attacking things that we may have had over there, military bases, equipment,
Right.
infrastructure, things of that nature. I don't think they were going after like their neighbors in that sense. I think they were going after us in the neighboring countries. And they hit us.
But
they hit us where it hurts, like where the oil's at. You know, once you fuck up that barrel, that oil, things get kind of messed up over here. You could shut down a bunch over here, not just like gas prices. You could shut down certain routes of transportation of goods and services.
No, you're absolutely right. The Iranian president, he's since apologized for striking his neighbors, but those strikes still continue nonetheless.
Exactly. It's not about killing them. It's about hurting us. Whatever we have over there, whether it be radar systems, missiles, military bases, troops, personnel, anything affiliated with the U.S., 100%. That's what it's all about.
I don't think those neighboring countries are, taking it kindly. Obviously it's a tactic. Iran wants to get at us, but you're still bombing your neighbors.
Yeah.
You said what you said? Mexico, right? It says, I'm sure. It said, but I know where I've come from and go back every year to the land we own. Mexico. Okay. Okay. That can be what you think, right? But if you look at the Olmecs, Aztecs, you look at all these indigenous people from the place that they call Mexico of today. They ain't the same color of the people today. They don't have the same beliefs of the people today. That came after the 15th century when when Spain came and made the people start speaking Spanish. So them original people, that's not the original people of that land mass. Let's keep it real. People get the Aztecs, the Mayans, all them tatted on them, and these are black people that y'all getting tatted on y'all. Black men. Well, I can't say black because black is a color. These are melanin skinned people, dark skinned melanin skinned people.
People who would normally be there right by your side. So I got to ask the question, who has Iran's back right now?
Russia, China.
No, yeah, okay. Where's Russia at?
Exactly.
And China has not said a peep.
Yeah. And I can't really give too many props. I'm not even props, but
different tribes for sure. Different tribes for sure. 100% different tribes, but what different tribes. It's no color. Islam, brother, is the study of the Torah, Moses, right? So that's a black man. What are you talking about? Moses. Look it up. Why do you think that the Torah they represent What you talking about? How did Islam come apart? Who studied what makes the beginning of Islam? Come on, brother.
Like, what help could Russia even really provide us or provide the Iranians when, like, they're fucked up with Zelensky?
It's one, but it's really two now because they lost a chromosome. One race, but it's really turned to two because they lost a chromosome. When they lost that chromosome, they try to make everybody else lose the chromosome. So that's where they would came in, try to colonize everything because they lost the chromosome.
Whatever,
Exactly.
Zelensky.
They lost the
Yeah,
chromosome.
they can't even. It's been years since that war, and damn, where
In
the fuck is
Ukraine.
that
In
little rat
Ukraine.
from? Finland? Where is he from?
Who would you say?
Zelensky.
Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine. Damn, I was in Finland.
Oh, listen. The Torah is the book of Moses, the first book of Moses. The Torah is the first book is the five books of Moses. That's the Torah. It's the study of Moses. But Islam came from the study of Islam came from that. Look it up first, and then you can tell me, please. Look it up first. Go look it up, and then come tell me, please. And the Torah is just a book of Moses. But the study of the Torah, it's like the same thing when these people make religions. First of all, Moses never was religious. He had a religion. He didn't believe in God. The religion came from the study of the certain people, of certain groups of people. That's what makes these people their religion.
A couple years ago, I got my little two mixed up. But yeah, Ukraine. Like, he's having trouble with that. So you can't even really give like too much. I don't know.
Watch this.
You can't give too much props to Russia. They're having a hard time with them. So with Iran, I don't know who their allies would be at this point. I know. Take that back. I think their allies at this point, which may not seem like a lot, but depending on how you look at warfare, guerrilla warfare, conventional, unconventional, I think it's people here, people in other countries, people who sympathize with them, and just the whole Muslim culture as a whole. If you sympathize with that, that's why we had, what's going on in New York right now. So I think that those are their greatest allies at this point, is having people who have the same ideology and beliefs that they do, filtered around the world. Those are their biggest allies.
Yeah, but when you're at war and you're taking the beating that it appears that they're taking.
Is Islam connected to Moses? Yes, Islam is directly connected to Moses. Islam is directly connected to Moses. Directly connected. You want to see that? Because you don't understand, like nigga, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hold on. Let that motherfucker come in. What it say? What's the connection to Moses? Is Islam is it connected to Moses? Directly. Islam is directly connected to Moses. Please don't tell me about this type of stuff. It's the study of my people. That's how they become, all these religions come, the study of my people. Judah, Jews, the study of Jewish people is the study of the Jews. Tribe of Judah. Dead on us. Straight up. Moses. The book of Moses, that's how the Islam became. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
You would want real allies with real muscle, a lot of munitions, missiles.
Would you? That's a very conventional way of thinking about war. Very conventional. We fought in the Middle East for 20 years in Afghanistan. They didn't have all these rockets.
This thing ain't, I don't tell you some things ain't factual, bro. Get y'all shit together. If y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about, if y'all know how religion is started, because before this, there was no religion. Straight up. So before there was no religion, and then when one religion came out, it started building religions, and religion became study of different things. What did you talk about? Straight up. Like, motherfuckers believe in Greek gods and all type of shit. Niggas don't believe in the same thing. A lot of people believe in a gang of different shit. That's just what it is. That's the study of these people, they died. The God of Israel. That's what they study of. That's why.
Missiles, drones. I didn't know about a drone. Well, I knew about drones. We had them. But the way they're
Yahweh.
using them now, I didn't know about that till, a few years ago. Like the rest of America. You don't need much to sustain and win a war. You don't need much. Look at Vietnam. Vietnamese didn't have all these weapons and everything like that. It was strictly guerrilla warfare. A few IEDs here, a few vehicle-borne IEDs here, a few shootings here, massacres. That's all you really need. I mean, we got airports being, evacuated
I know.
for, bomb threats and things of that nature. It doesn't take much to shut down a country. It doesn't take much. So to win a war, you don't necessarily.
It's the same thing. Religion is the same thing as gangs. It's the first type of gangs. Religion is the first type of gangs. I said that already. I've been said that. It's the first type. It's the first type of division. You got people that's Muslims that have been fighting for 400 years. They both Muslims on both sides been killing each other for 400, 500 years off certain beliefs. Come on, bro. Been doing this before stripping and blood. So of course, that's the beginning.
Necessarily have to have ICBMs, nuclear missiles. You just have to have a few people who believe in your cause to wreak havoc and be willing to die for it.
Nah, Nick, this is why I love having these conversations with you. I love that you just check me, because I'm sure myself, like so many other.
So listen, are created by the same council. So they created by the same council, but what's their different beliefs? So what is Judaism? What is Judaism? What is Christianity? Who the first Christians? Is Catholic Christianity? Is Catholic the first Christians? That's what exactly religion does. Religion divides us. That's what it does. Who were the first Christians? Who the first Christians? Catholic is one of the oldest forms of Christianity, bro. Catholic is one of the oldest forms of Christianity, bro. Look that up.
People who have never been to war, we think about war in a very, very conventional way.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're like, nah, that's the problem. You're thinking about it traditionally, conventionally.
Mm-hmm.
And,
right.
We could go back, like you said, to Vietnam. And you can talk about Afghanistan where these people were outgunned. They didn't use the same tactics, but they caused a very big hurt on America.
Yeah.
And to that point, you touched on briefly New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously this is my city. And, New York officials, they confirmed on Sunday that 2 devices that were recovered during protests over this war in Iran, they were actually IEDs.
Yeah. And what did we talk about?
Thank God they didn't go off.
What did we talk about? I would say last year and a half ago, I said this was going to come to our country.
Now we're just going to have to sit back and wait for those sleeper cells or terror cells that are, over here to do their thing. But I 100% believe it's going to happen.
Really?
Within the next 2 years. Within the next 2 years, I'll say that. And if I'm wrong, good. But I think in the next 2 years, we're going to feel terrorist attacks here. 100%.
IEDs.
Yes, you did.
Shootings and all these things. I'm 100% like, and I think we're just getting started. This is like the intro. And these were 18, 19-year-old kids who had enough not brainwashing, I don't know what you want to call it, but they believe so much in the cause that they decided to go out and do it. When that entire demographic, that belief system, or not even entire, a few dozen, a majority, a little bit, decide to pick up arms and say, hey, what's going on to my people is fucked up, and they start playing by their rules, that guerrilla warfare, we're fucked. Because we are going to be fucked. There's only so much you can do to prevent guerrilla warfare, but that involves you to become a guerrilla too. And I don't think the average person wants to be that dirty and get down that dirty. No, because that means your life, it don't matter at that point. It's got to be for a greater cause. They know they're going in there to die, get arrested, get shot, whatever. That don't matter. It's martyrdom. They want to go meet those, whatever they believe in, whether it's 72 versions or $72 million in cash in the afterlife. I don't know. But whatever they believe is out there waiting for them, that has more power than it does here in this reality, in this world. We're too caught up on the next fucking iPhone that's coming out. I got to be alive for that. I got to be alive for this next little thing that don't mean shit. They don't think that. They don't think that way. We don't have that same ideology to where we're willing to die for something that we believe in. If we did, our government would not be where it's at today. We wouldn't be having these problems. We will be able to rise up and say, hey, we're being controlled by a bunch of sick, weirdo pedophiles.
Facts.
Who run our country.
Facts.
If we was really about that life, but we're not as a whole. One, we're too divided, and what happens after the division comes to conquering. We've already been conquered. We've lost as a people. There is no more we the people. No, we've already lost that. And the fact that we think we can keep winning by going to the voting polls, and no, I mean, shit. The same people are still the same people. It's the same system. They worship the same Baphomet. They worship the same system, the same mark of the, we all have the mark of the beast here in America, damn near. The mark of the beast is continuing to play this system, this game. And we see it. We know it's fucked up. We know this isn't right. You can go back, people were getting taxed on tea, like 2%, 3%. And they said, oh, hell no. You can't go anywhere in America and not get, you can fart and get taxed. They tax us for fucking everything. We went to war about this shit not long ago, relative to time. So voting ain't gonna do shit. There's only one way to cure a forest. Trimming off the hedges don't work. And that's all we're doing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, Nick, it's an extremely scary thought.
Now look, just I want to tell you. So in it say 30 between 30 to 100 AD, early Christianity began. 300 AD, Christianity spread across Roman Empire. When they get the Roman Empire, now 400 and some AD is the some split Christianity. Then it has Eastern Orthodox and it's Roman Catholic. Christianity been the Roman Christians 1054 AD. Roman Catholic been a part of Christianity. So the Catholics and Christianity run hand in hand. One of the oldest churches was Catholic Church.
To think not only that a war can and will be fought on our U.S. soil, but it'll be done by individuals and they'll be labeled radicalized, and they'll be labeled enemies of the state.
Our founding fathers were called terrorists. George Washington was a terrorist before he was who he was. We've all been radicaled. I'm not saying to go out and be a radical individual. I'm not calling for that. I'm saying we've already lost.
Christianity.
That's what I'm saying. Whether it's our government or another foreign interest, another foreign government with a lot of money to put in our pockets, or not our politician pockets. And then we launder that through a quote unquote multi-million, hundreds of millions.
Christianity had nothing to do with Jesus, the Jews. How is Chris? So what do you got to do with it? What do Christianity got to do with it? What is Christianity? But what is Christianity, bro? Like if you said it don't have nothing to do with the Jews, I mean, I had Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Christians. You know what I'm saying? I see Christ all in there. So it had nothing to do with the Jews. And after the Romans created that and said this was going to be the name Jesus and he's going to look like this. So how did all that play a part?
$1 billion weapon sale. The same thing we did
I
in
understand that, right?
Ukraine. But my belief is we've already fucking lost. Like there's only one way to come back. And like you said, and like I said, we're too comfortable as a people now. We've made it, we're too complacent. We're too comfortable. All these other countries that go out there and do it, why? I'm just saying, like, it's okay for us to go to another country and say, hey, I don't like your president, so I'm gonna go kill a bunch of your people, and I want him to, this person that I hand select. Like, this shit has been going on since before I was born. It's okay for us to do it, but if any other country looked at us a certain way and say, hey, we don't like the way this is going down, let's go do our thing, we'd be like, that's an act of, everybody will be up in arms, wanting to go fucking fight the next brown person or slant-eyed person. I don't know. We'd be up in arms to go do it. Will we all be looked at as terrorists if somebody else came into our country and said, I don't like the way your government's operating. I want a regime change. I want a government change. And us as American people decide to stand up for our own country and fight back, how will we be viewed? Freedom fighters?
That's right.
Terrorists? Or logical thinkers?
That's right. You know, I pray it doesn't come to that. I do. But we are, you know, Nick.
Why do you pray for that though? Why do you pray that it never comes to that?
Nick, you've been to war. 99% of the American public hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
What you've seen, 99% of the American public has only seen on their screen.
Mm-hmm.
So the thought of it coming close to home, the thought of the idea that now the general public has to start participating, even if it's only participating in your thoughts, choosing, am I going to be on the front line? It's a scary thought. It is.
Those of us who believe and have read the Bible know that the Great Tribulation is going to come.
That's right.
I think that those who do believe in a higher power, Yeshua, Yahweh.
Thank you. Talk that shit.
We got to stop being scared of certain things.
Facts.
It's already been written.
It's written.
And if you believe in what the great book says, then there is nothing to fear. Because
Nothing.
for I am your God. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That is man-made. So there's nothing to fear.
Come on, brother.
That's
Talk
our
that
ego that's keeping us separate from the Most High's will.
Talk that shit.
For you to be afraid, for any of us to be afraid, goes against what the Most High says.
Talk that shit.
And that goes against his will. But we all know, just like when Yeshua was in the garden and he said, but no, I don't want this. I don't want to get executed. I don't want to be put up on the cross. but thy will be done.
You know, Nick, I'm going to pivot with you. Is this the way you think now? Or is this the man I'm speaking to a product?
That's why you see what I'm saying? I fear no one. I walk with him. Welcome. That's why that's how I come to all my videos. That's how I enter my day. That's how I want to thank the Lord, being my Lord and Savior. He just me him. Y'all give him all type of names y'all want to give him. That's the problem. Y'all try to name him. He got one name. It's him, Almighty. But I give him thanks about every video. I walk with him, brother. I fear no one, brother. I've been shot in the head. I've been shot up. I walk with him. Stuff that impossible. You ain't gonna be able to walk again. You ain't gonna be doing it. I've been through all that. And I'm standing here today, nigga, living, breathing, talking, doing it up. I don't know how your head didn't exceed. You're supposed to be brain dead. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. It's me and him. We hand in hand. I'm battling, baby. Got my back. Say it. He said, man said, when there was two sets of footprints in the sand, and there was one set of footprints in the sand, and when times get hard and shit hits the fan, God didn't walk with me. He carried me, man. I don't worry about nothing. Dead homies.
Of you being on the front line, you
Nothing.
taking lives, you having your friends and brothers' blood spill before you. Did you go into those situations thinking as you just like it's God's will? Whatever's going to happen, it's written already.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to fear because this is bigger than any of us on planet Earth. Or is this the evolution of Nick and where you sit today?
I'd say it's a mix of both, to be honest. Like before every mission, and I got over 500 plus missions, combat operations, direct raids, action raids, been shot at, not, I haven't been shot, but shot at, RPG'd, mortared, whatever, IED'd, and I would pray before every mission. And this was back when I used to practice Christianity. I still worship and believe in the same Most High. I just don't classify as a Christian. We all know what I classify as, and that's a Rastafari. But I do think that there was a time in my life where, and it still is, it's applicable today. I did feel that way, but I didn't fully understand it. I didn't fully understand it. And I think that switch for me happened when I was pinned down by an enemy sniper. And I was in a multi 9-hour plus long gunfight. And there was a time in that gunfight, a couple of times, where I debated on, hey man, just stand up and get your head taken off so we could end all this right now. Being awake for 5 days straight, being in a firefight of my life. I debated it. But I think that was the first time I probably truly felt and heard the Most High. And because of who I was at that time and got out and the things that had happened, I put blame on the Most High that I shouldn't have put blame on. I wrestled with them. I was like Jacob before I came to real Israel. I was like him, wrestling with him for a while. And I went off and I tried to feed my...
You said the real Israel. You heard what he said? You gotta listen to what that man's talking. The real. Not this thing that y'all so-called called something
ego
else.
and got into other stuff that I probably shouldn't have dabbled in. But I was trying to be rebellious. But at the end of the day, I had a huge wake-up call. I got spanked by God, the Most High, and put me back in my place and let me know that, no, there's only one true God. There's only one true. And that came when I was in my 30s. I'm still in my 30s, but it's an evolution of, you may think you understand something at one point, but it takes living and experiencing to actually understand and get it. And do I think I'm there yet? Of course not. Of course not. I think I'm going along the way and I'm learning along the way, but I'm not done this roller coaster ride yet. But it's an evolution. It is an evolution. 100%. Yeah.
And that's the proper word to use, evolution. And I can assure you, Nick, most people have not evolved to where you're at. Most people have not evolved to the idea that their life is not their own. You've spoken to me on a couple of occasions, and I remember this vividly. It was one firefight you were in, and I believe you were in Iraq or Afghanistan. And you said you plucked off about 4 different guys. And the last guy looked to his left, looked to his right. He saw all of his comrades dropping. And he literally tossed down his weapon, dropped to his knees, and submitted to the idea, this is it. And I asked you about that. And your exact words to me was, they just believe it's God's will. And that is exactly what you're speaking about right now.
God, the last guy knew it was coming because he stopped and like squatted. He watched the guy next to him drop, this guy drop, and that was weird. Like they never ran like that. Like 2 people maybe ran ever. But if they were in a group, you could hit a dude and they'd be like, watch him drop, and because they believe in Allah's will. If that's the will, it's gonna happen. So they didn't have fear.
I don't believe many people are where you're at, Nick. I don't believe many people take war out of it. They don't believe it's God's will when it comes to their finances. They don't believe it's God's will when it comes to their baby mama and paying child support. They don't believe it's God's will in no area of their life.
So time to go down.
To underline, highlight, bold print that word evolution, most people are not that evolved in terms of their thinking as you're speaking right now.
I'm not going to say that's the problem, because I mean, I'm still evolving, but I think that not acknowledging and understanding what that means is a huge detriment, and it's going to keep people back from evolving. It's not realizing that, no, this is the even the bad stuff, not even mainly, but the bad stuff especially, that is the Most High's will. So he can put you in your place and humble you to let you know you got no control over nothing in this world. You got no control over it. Once you fully submit and understand that no, I'd rather be moved by the Most High than be moved by me, because I'm a stupid son of a bitch. I'm stubborn. And I can be whatever I want to be, not in a good way. Without the Most High, without that higher power, without none of that, I think we're destined to failure. I think we built up our egos so much that we feel like that we are the capital G gods. Even though the Bible does state that we're the lowercase g, but the stipulations with that lowercase, you ain't it. You ain't really him. We can create, we can do, and we can conquer. But that only comes because of him, not through us. Everything that we got going on in our lives has nothing to do about us whatsoever. None of it. And for some of us, it depends on what God you worship. Some people worship the God of money. Some people worship the God of lust. But at the end of the day, that God always loses. Always loses. A motherfucker who chases money for all his life on his deathbed never is like, man, I wish I was here for another day so I could have another dollar. No, they want family time. They want one more time, one more day on this earth, one more second on this earth just to experience life itself. And there's nothing on this planet
Yeah.
that creates life and gives life other than the Most High.
It's about
So
that
you can worship whatever you want to worship, but at the end, there's only one
yeah,
that's going to
first,
show you none of it was worth it anyways, and you should have been about that in
no,
the
I
first
know you're right.
place.
I'm telling you that every time you're
We
right,
all get
bro.
humbled at the end.
Stop drinking that juice like that, bro.
Yeah,
I told
you're
you that.
100%
I'm
right.
telling you, gonna stop eating juice
You
or
know, you
what?
touched on another word that I want to really zone in on. And you keep, I mean, it almost seems to be a reoccurring theme in this conversation, the word ego. And my God, you know, right now, our president, the U.S. as a whole is on one. The ego is massive.
Yes, sir.
You know, Trump, he's rejected all calls for a ceasefire. He's demanding, as we speak, unconditional surrender. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you can tell me. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, you know, he took the podium and he's bringing Americans up to date. And hey, we have taken out the entire Air Force in Iran. We have B-52s flying over Tehran. You know, and I mean, for anybody who, B-52s are not quiet.
No.
That's not a drone.
No.
You hear those things coming long before you see them.
They got a pretty
So to
high...
say we got B-52s flying over Tehran is basically saying they have no Air Force left. In the end, will it be our ego that leads to our demise?
I won't say it's too much of our ego. Oh, ultimately in this war, or just like as a whole?
In this war.
In this war, I think it won't be our ego so much as it will be our puppet master.
Wow.
That's going to be our demise. I think ego, yeah, we have a huge ego with the politricksters, and there's a lot of ego involved, but I think there's a puppet master that is leading them all along. That's going to lead us to our demise. I don't think ego has so much of a part to play in it. Whether you have it or not, it doesn't matter, because there's another country, there's another entity out there that is controlling all the strings and how we move. That'll be our demise. And there's been a couple of historical figures in the past who have warned about them, but one was written about so in the Bible, and he was flipping tables. And he warned us about certain types of entities that control and manipulate and pervert your way of thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, while we're talking ego, off topic, on topic, Christy Nome.
That bitch, yeah.
The former Secretary of Homeland Security. I mean, this woman went and spent something to the tune of $294 million on an ad campaign that didn't include Trump, telling illegals to self-deport, and under oath said, yo, I got the blessing from Trump, from his administration. Trump's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Fired.
And I want you up out of here.
Yep. I never trusted that bitch in the first place, though. One, I never trust a bitch with a lying face. Two, all she's done throughout her entire career, and when I say lion face, I don't mean Lying. I mean Lion, where they do so much shit to their face, they start looking like a lion.
Mm.
Because you can't even trust your own vision to know when to fucking stop. You can't trust that. I can't trust nothing you say. That goes nothing against. I really don't give a fuck. I don't trust a bitch like that. Anybody for that matter who does that to themselves and can look in the mirror and not know when to fucking stop. 2, all she did throughout her whole career was play dress up. That's all she did. She dressed up like these agents. She dressed up like these troops. She dressed up like this, held a gun here, held a gun here, to make herself see and go on this ride along, go on that. She's a paid actress, and a terrible one at that. She'd have been better off in like a Tyler Perry movie or a Hulu movie or Tubu, whatever. What the fuck is that? Tubi, whatever those movies are. She'd have been better off on something like that. She's not even a good actress. But I mean, I don't feel any. I think one is a waste of money. $200-something million is a waste of fucking money.
Well, clearly it's a waste of money. But on top of it, she didn't even so much of have a picture of Donald Trump in there. She mentioned his name, I think, once or twice. And he's like, yo, good luck. I want you out of here, but even more important. I wouldn't say more important.
Cutthroat game. But before all that shit happened,
it's a nasty game.
He was all about her. Before that, though, he was all about her. So it goes to show, like, just because he may endorse somebody 1 minute, we don't know what that's going to lead 2 months from now. So, I mean, it's such a cutthroat game. You can't believe nothing. Because the same people he may endorse 1 moment, he might oust them the next. And it's like, nah, fuck her. She's not even whatever. But he had the whole base and the whole whatever Republican Party, if that's what he's going for still, trying to appease to. Like, now what? You just left hang out to dry? Like, now it's fuck her? It was all about this bitch before, so. And I use that term very, not even cautiously. I don't go around calling women bitches. But if you're a female in politics, I kind of think I deserve that right and reserve that right to be able to hold that title for you. And that goes for men and women. It ain't just the women. A man politician can be a bitch too. And it's a whole bunch of them up in there.
You know, they didn't just get her up out of there, but allegedly she was having a sexual affair with Corey Lewandowski, and they got him up out of there too.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me the wannabe has been washed up Instagram model was having a sexual affair with somebody? Oh no. Come on. Yeah.
They're like, yo, we gonna put the trash out with you and take your man with you. Get him up out of here too.
Go for it. Hey, she got what she wanted, I guess. She got some followers on Instagram, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you something, Nick. You know, and this is words to the wise for anybody out. Like, it was all good just a week ago. I bet you right now. Like, her phone went from blowing up. Like, she probably couldn't answer every call. There was people who treaded lightly around her, people who laughed at her jokes. Told her how good she looked in the face despite knowing, damn, this chick
busted.
You know, maybe you might want to stop spending that money on them enhancements in your face. To now, that phone probably ain't rang since last week. People that quick got up, like delete, block.
Yep.
And it's just crazy.
Hey, that's what OnlyFans is for. That's what I heard. But we all know.
I'm gonna tell you, they like on that side, I don't think she make no money.
I don't know.
The MAGA crew would be like, nope.
They got bitches selling like jars of fart, you know, for money and bath water and shit. I don't know. Like, I know who
Salute
owns
to our
OnlyFans
subscribe.
though,
Shine.
but maybe she's better off on that. There's
Maybe.
something for somebody. There's something for somebody.
No, absolutely. But I'm just saying that to say this. You know,
As she went from being a politician to selling ass on OnlyFans, that's crazy work. You know, she went from a politician to OnlyFans model. That's different.
I would love to see where she's going to
Trump was
end
trying
up.
to hit.
Obviously, she's going to write a book.
I'm about to say, yeah, you know
That's
exactly
always
where.
the golden parachute.
Yep. You got the book, you got speaking engagements, you know, like every other politic, the whole same run of what really happened behind the doors book, you know? She'll put it one out.
Correct.
Trump was
Okay.
trying to hit.
Yeah, Nick, I think to this minute we've lost something like 7 servicemen.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I think one passed away yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're up to 7 servicemen. But on the Iranian side, I mean, they got some really conflicting numbers. I'm seeing numbers that say 1,500 people have been lost, including civilians, and as high as 25,000. That's a hellified spread right there. Like 1,500 to 25,000. If you had to guess, where would you see that the number is leaning? Is it leaning closer to 1,500 people?
I'd say
taken
more
out
than
in Iran?
1,500. Yeah, more than 1,500. You got to think we bombed.
Yeah, but they're going up to as high as 25,000.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
It's a huge gap. But I mean, when you look at these areas, right, where we're dropping these bombs, and they're not small firecrackers. You know, we're dropping bombs. Densely populated areas, like high rises, hotels, whatever. I wouldn't put it past it if we're edging closer to like 10,000 maybe. 5 to 10,000.
Yeah, that's where I would put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's high, and you got like the whole reporting and how that goes. You know, you can lose an entire family in the blink of an eye because you were all sleeping at whatever in your home. This building got hit. Your family caught shrapnel or was hit too. You know, you got the whole school incident right there with the girls' school. The numbers that we get, the numbers that we're being told, it's never the right numbers because the real number is probably scary and hard to fathom. You look at, like I said, Iraq, over 1 million civilians. You can't fathom 1 million people. The average person can't fathom, I can't fathom 1 million people. Like standing in front of you, what 1 million people looks like. It's hard to fathom that. Do I think the numbers is higher? Of course. We won't find out till later, but it's how they report stuff too. We're looking for stuff immediately. If you call this country a third world country, the way they report stuff, the way their medical systems work, the way their internet's shut down, there's really no way right now, 24 hours, 48 hours after an attack to find out exactly how many people died. We won't know for weeks, months, exactly how many people we've injured and let's say if it is 5,000 people, 10,000 people that lost their life to, you know, indiscriminate fire, casualties of war, whatever. Imagine how many more are wounded. On the U.S. side, 7 U.S. soldiers died. How many wounded? 15, 20? The numbers tend to always double or triple on wounded. And then out of those wounded casualties, how many, you know, will turn out to be already life-threatening, critical, and then they ended up dying or will end up dying sometime later on down the line. Just like this last U.S. troop, rest his soul. I'm not sure if it was a male or female, but rest their soul. Because I think that any age fighting a war right now is too young. An unnecessary war at that. But it's not a war. It's a strategic, whatever
There
the
you
fuck.
go.
Yeah, can't call it a war, even though there's people dying on both sides. I wonder how their family feels about that. But out of all those, out of the, and that soldier died later. He was wounded, I think, on the first.
Yeah.
He was wounded on the first, and it took him this long to finally pass.
A week later.
And
a
it's
week
like,
later, yep.
yeah, it's the same thing what happened to, Jah rest his soul, Benjamin Cobb, the guy who saved my life. It took 7 days before he died, succumbed to his wounds. He was shot in July, took 7 days to finally pass, and it was about a week before we found out. 7 days. But we don't know what these other wounded soldiers look like, what they have to go through. And even if they don't die, which I'm praying they don't. But the fact you have to live with those injuries. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. There were many a nights that I stayed awake before I would deploy or while on deployment and wonder, like, man, if I do get injured, what do I want to go? Do I want to lose my hands? Do I want to lose my feet, my legs? What do I want to lose? I can go without walking, but I can't go without being able to touch my wife's face again. I can't live like that. So at that point, I'm thinking about some stupid shit. And if I can't walk, I mean, props to those guys who, and I have too many friends who have lost limbs, arms, legs in combat. And I look at those guys as like Supermen, because I know me. I think I do, or I thought I did at the time. I don't think like that anymore. I don't really have a reason to. But knowing me at that time, and that's why it's props to them. I was a selfish man at that time. And for me not being able to touch my wife or feel the earth anymore underneath my feet, I wouldn't want to, that's just me. So props to them for sticking with it and staying this long. And I wouldn't want, I can go down that rabbit hole of that, but we don't know what it's going to lead to. But what is it worth? What is it for? What is it for?
You know, Nick, that's why these conversations with yourself is so important. Because you can speak from a perspective that the average person just can't. I mean, to hear you say and mean that you've had these types of conversations with yourself, if I do get injured, what body part would I want to go?
Yeah.
How many people do you think wake up and have to have a real conversation with themselves like that? How many people do you think really, like truly, have ever had to look in the mirror? I mean, granted, there's some dudes who's probably in the street who probably have accepted that, you know what, at any given moment, I might not come home. But to truly think from a micro perspective, like, nah, this ain't just about losing my life. I might step on an IED and there's some body parts that'll go. Which body part do I want to lose? And how would that affect me after? That's why I love these conversations so much, because you get us thinking and you bring a reality to a situation that people can't fathom beyond what they see on their screens.
Right.
And that's not real life.
Damn.
It's not.
I never looked at it like that. I never.
No, because you take it for granted because you've been there.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I guess it was normal. Like my second deployment, we were bombed we were mortared every single day for 3 months. I'm talking in Mosul, Iraq, 2007. We were mortared every single day, to the point where you hear the sirens going off. I've been on phone calls and on Zoom call or whatever we had, Yahoo Messenger where you could see the person. Before it was like Zoom, you know, conversations. I would talk to my wife or talk to my wife on the phone, and she's like, "What's that noise in the background?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the sirens," you know. And you stop going after a while. You're like, "I don't fucking care," and then you learn to sleep through it. Like, what does it matter? You know, if I get bombed while I'm asleep, I won't feel it. So you just learn to sleep through months, weeks on, like every fucking day. You're getting bombed, and you don't care anymore. And then if you, like the ones that do get close, and you get like a little bit of shrapnel inside your, you know, your chew is what we call them, where you're living at. Even when I was contracting, my first day in when I was contracting, we lost 35, 40 guys, not Americans, but they were Ugandans. And a mortar landed right beside, it was a brick wall. We had where I was at, a brick wall, and where they got blown up at. And you just don't care anymore. And when you do care, in my last deployment in Afghanistan, it was IED Central, landmines. I watched one of my guys, I'm not going to say his name, he became a preacher. He knows what I'm talking about now, but he stepped on a landmine, an IED, and he blew up. First question out his mouth was, "Hey, check to see if my dick is still there." That's all he cared about. He wanted to make sure, that's one of the first things that, not first things, but it's a good chance that that's going to get blown off when you step on an IED. My first day in Mosul, Iraq, I'm driving behind the guy in front of me, and I watched a 50-pound, 75-pound IED blow his striker off the ground, split it, and him getting carried next to me, butt naked. They cut his clothes off, covered in diesel fuel and oil. And I've been there, you know what I mean? And my thought is, damn, I hope I get it like that, or I hope I get it and I don't feel anything, or I hope I get it, but at least my body's intact enough to where my parents can see my face, or I get it and I lose something that's not like detrimental. I'll take a leg here. My last firefight, I wanted to put my hand up just to get out the firefight, just to go on that medevac. I had been fighting for 5 days, 9 hours straight, and I debated putting my hand up, standing up. I'm like, nah, I don't want to stand up because my parents won't be able to get an open casket. Damn, if I put my hand up, I've seen weird stuff happen. That bullet may go in, sprawl, do some weird stuff, and it hits an artery. Then I die a slow death. And while I'm thinking that, the guy in front of me, my PL, I watched his chest open up and turn to hamburger meat. And while that's happening, I got cop, rest his soul, Ja. I got cop up the stream bleeding out from his femoral artery. And I watched when he got shot. I watched the arterial spray 20 feet into the air and hit the grass in front of us. Then I watched the blood turning muddy brown. Then I tasted that blood. It tasted like pennies. Then the guy in front of me, his chest opened up. Then my spotter going in and putting his whole hand inside that wound to stop the bleeding. And then while he's bleeding out, telling me, get these motherfuckers. Kill them all. Been there. And during that whole thing, that whole time, I'm wondering on, damn, I want to be on that helicopter with them. What can I present to myself so I get hit? And then after that, as we're taking out our wounded and dead, I volunteered to be in the back. I said, because if they come inside this trench, this ravine we were in, full of water, I want them to just light my back up. That way my guys don't get hit. I'll take the full brunt of it. And it kept going on and on and on and on. I kept having those thoughts and be in a position to where if something happens, at least I want to be the one. I was the first one to get out that ravine and go up on a rooftop and start laying down bodies so my guys could get out. And then after that, we had to run almost a mile to some trucks waiting for us almost a mile away because they couldn't come in with anything less than a brigade. It was me and less than 35 guys. No other unit would go in with anything less than like 1,000 men. And then I'm me volunteering to be the first one out. And I had 6 bullets left. I said, I'll sprint. I'll go out first. If I get hit, I get hit. I'm fucking done. I lived through that. That's just one day. That was one day out of a career of 6 deployments, over 500 missions. That's one day. That's a few hours out of one day.
One
You know, Nick,
morning.
damn. I mean,
Yeah. I gotta say
I
to
can
you,
sit and listen to you talk all
I
day, but we,
had to say the same thing. Damn, bro, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, nigga, the things you know now, we wish you knew then, but he was already knee deep in this shit. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the street. This shit size some street shit, bro. Same shit, nigga. Straight up, cracking up, going crazy, shooting at the police shooting back. They busting at you. Y'all trying to get to the ops already. You had a whole show with the ops, and now the police kick cracking at you. Y'all trying to get back home, trying to get away from this motherfucker shit. Shit crazy.
you and I have sat down
Yeah, on my
countless
phone.
times already.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said, it might be the most impactful. Like all I wanted, like I'm sitting here glued to your every word
Facts.
because it is spoken with such
Even Shower just
sincerity,
speaking for a
such
second.
realism, vivid. I can see it all.
Mm.
One guy's chest open next to you. The guy who saved your life is bleeding out to the side of you. I'm right there living it with you.
Mm.
And I can't stress it enough. That's why these conversations with you, like what, because even as you were talking, my next question to you was going to be, why do you think you survived?
Mm.
Why did you come home?
I wrestle with that every day, brother. Every day. I don't know.
This is it, Nick. This is it.
I've been told that. I've been told, but I just don't.
This right here is it. I'm telling you. Because I've asked myself, come on. You and I have had countless hours of conversation. And I've always wondered, like, why? And the world needs Nick. What you just described in the last 5 minutes, bro, I hope to God colleges, schools,
Yeah.
I hope to God they cut that clip up and just let it play. Because it will give people who sit and they pretend war from an armchair and from afar, and they're sending our boys overseas and our young ladies overseas, and they're selling you on the idea that, to use your words, those are the bad guys. It puts it in a whole different light. It puts it in a whole different realism that I don't even know that you can fully appreciate, but I damn sure can.
And that's what I feel like. I feel that. Yeah. And I feel like I don't have the craziest, time in combat, but if my story does resonate with people to alter their life in such a way that their life doesn't have to look or resemble mine, then yeah, I do feel like I'm doing a great service. Because I wouldn't wish, like, I don't know what normal is. I don't know what it is to be normal. I feel like not normal, but this is what has become my normal, I haven't had a good night's sleep in fucking since I got out. I haven't had a good night. There is not a night that goes by where I don't wake up at a random time because of a fucking bad dream. I haven't had those days. To some people, all that shit sounds cool, to be able to go fight a war, but then there's stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't talk about. They want to present to you an image. I'll give it to you all the way. Well, I can be a bad dude. I can be a 100% killer. But there's there's a lot of shit that comes along with that people don't talk about.
Well, if you ever wonder if your words make a difference, let me be the first one to tell you they do, bro. Like real talk, let me be the first person. You know, I'm sure you get all the time, just like we tell every other serviceman, oh, thank you for your service. Nah, man. I mean, it has taken on a new meaning for me just in this conversation when I say thank you for your service.
Right.
And, you know, we just were speaking about why did you come home?
Right.
And there are many people who might look at you and say, hey, this guy has, I mean, that we know of, 30-something confirmed kills. Not to mention how many more that you can't even count.
Mm-hmm.
But still the good. You know, I'm listening to you, and I don't want to liken you to Saul or Paul in the Bible. But this, you know, he turned out to be one of God's greatest servants. And the good that he did, and that was the same man
Wow, that's crazy.
who was killing Christians. He killed them for a living.
Right.
That's what he did, but that's not his legacy.
No.
You know, he
You know what's crazy? My dad gave me that same exact story
in the ground. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's crazy you brought that up. It was like 2 weeks ago. My dad said the same exact thing you just said. That's wild. He's like, you need it, man, that's crazy. Yeah. That's wild. My dad literally said the same exact thing.
Yeah, I think it's the Most High speaking to you, bro. I think, you know, when it comes, I mean,
yeah,
from different places, different sources, you know, take heed. But I can guarantee you, Nick, you're here for a reason. You really are. And what you did overseas pales in comparison to what you're doing right here, just using your voice.
Right.
It's not about bullets. It's not about putting people in the ground.
I agree.
What you're doing, wow, you know, I almost don't even know where to go from here. Yeah, Nick, I think that's the perfect place to end this thing. You know, when it's all said and done, I want to end it on a high note. I want to end it on the realism of what war really looks like. I want to end it in a place of power. And I think what you were just saying is just so damn powerful. I almost don't even know where to go besides to ask you, how do you think that this thing is going to end? And do you think it's going to end anytime soon?
I think how it ends, that's a good question. I think how most of our wars intend on ending is we kill as many of them as we possibly can, take out their leadership, take out the son, just like we did with his dad and the rest of his family, to the point to where there's almost nothing left. I think we're going for that route and create like an entire regime change, but looking back throughout history, regime change never works. It's hard to actually accomplish it. What I hope doesn't happen is what happened with all the other times we tried to attempt a regime change, from, you know, Iraq, even going back to Vietnam, whatever that was that whole war was about. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. War never is a cut and dry. It's never cut and dry. After the first bullet's fired, everything's out the window. Plans change, everything changes. So I'm not sure. But what I hope, and I pray, that there's no more U.S. casualties. I hope there's no more innocent lives lost.
Right.
I hope there's no more little girls being bombed in schools. I hope a lot. I hope a lot, but hope can only get you so far. When bombs are being dropped, I'm not sure. That's a tough question. That's a tough question. I think we might wrap this up in about 2 more, 3 more, another month or so. But then I also hope it's not like 2 weeks to stop the spread. 2 weeks turned into 2 years really quickly. So I think that we should all hope for the best and hope we're not being presented another COVID type situation. Whereas 2 weeks to stop the spread, 2 weeks to stop the regime, and we're drawn into another endless, pointless, drawn out war.
We'll end it there, brother.
So we end it there. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to end it right there, or y'all want another 50 minutes to 10 o'clock my time? Y'all want another 50 minutes? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all vote right now. Let me know in the chat. 50 minutes, 2. Let's go ahead and end it right there. That was powerful. Or let's find something else and let's stay for another 50. 2. All right, get on time. All right. Draw down. Draw stocks. Yeah, we done. 50 minutes. All right, 50 more minutes, Americans. All right. Let me see if we can find some more stuff. Because it's a full interview? Let me see if I can find if you got more with the unedited. Let me see. I thought I did the unedited version. Let me see that quick. I picked the first one. That's the hour 40. What's this one is? Hour 41. The same thing. All right, cool. It's the same thing. All right. Y'all want to stay with him? Let's go. Let's see if we can find something else, Brody, quick. Okay. This is the first interview. Let's see what he talked about 3 years ago. I wanted to see that he said something in this interview. He said something.
Okay, today's interview is gonna be heavy, and that's the best word I can use to describe the conversation we're about to have. This is a
Twitch side,
guy
boom,
who
shout out to the Twitch side.
I have actually read about and saw interviews long before we had a chance to sit and have a conversation. And it's just one of those crazy things because I've been wanting to talk to this gentleman, like literally been, because he's such a fascinating human being. And I'm so intrigued by his life. And I'm so intrigued by the idea of there are people out there that are willing to do things that most human beings, not just Americans, but human beings could not even conceive just to keep us safe. Please welcome former Army Ranger, the first black sniper in the Army 3rd Battalion, Sergeant Nick Irving. Sergeant Nick Irving, welcome to Vlad TV, man.
Hey, I appreciate you for having me on. Definitely.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I was trying to find the words even as I was introducing you, because your story is incredibly fascinating. It really, really is. And even as I look at you, you're composed. You look as though you never spent one day overseas. You're not what we would expect for a man that has 33 confirmed kills as a sniper, and I'd say just about as many that are unconfirmed, but you were a machine gunners. Before we get deep into your story, is this just who you are? Are you naturally this poised?
To be honest with you, like I just became this way within the past, I would say 5 years, maybe. Actually,
See?
6 years after the birth of my son.
Now my boy just popped in. He just got here. We did a whole 2 hour stream. He just got here. You know what I'm saying? See? We gotta do
Kind of,
keep popping in.
switched
Just
up
like
my whole
that.
personality. It was like I didn't mean to do it, but I was forced into that position to become more of a dad figure as opposed to being the guy who I used to be. A hothead, short temper, and I think that came from 6 deployments, doing a bunch of different things, and you come back here and I just knew what I was capable of doing. I grew up as I was being bullied as a kid throughout all high school. And after my first deployment and shooting somebody, I remember telling myself I was 18 years old, and I was like, I'll never get bullied again. And it just kind of upped that, I guess, that persona in me, that beast in me, that animalistic, primal behavior that I had of being, to have the job that I had, you had to be a savage. And coming back here to the States it wasn't, conducive to the environment stateside, being that character. So after the birth of my son, I was kind of forced into simmering down a little bit, settling down and calming down. I couldn't be that way. It was a hard character. And we all have characters at the end of the day. We're all portraying somebody, even if it's who we think we are, we're portraying that person. So to be able to switch up, change characters, it's, we're all actors in this big game, this big stage, of life. So it was just something I had to do for the, betterment of my family.
Mm. Okay, you talked about being bullied when you were young. Talk to me about your family and your upbringing.
Yeah, yeah.
Were your parents disciplinarians? I know that you are a former Army Ranger. Were your parents in the service?
Yeah, definitely. My mom and dad. I was actually born overseas in Augsburg, Germany. My parents both were in the Army. They were doing counterintelligence stuff back in the Cold War, fighting against the Soviets with technology and copying Morse code and stuff like that, intercepting different, I don't know what they were doing. They still say it was top secret or whatnot, but I grew up there and it was like a dream of mine to, want to be like my dad. That was all I saw was Army uniform and him being proud of his service. And I just wanted to follow along those footsteps, but I was not too smart to be like a computer guy. But I knew I wanted to follow along those lines and be in the military, definitely.
Wow. Counterintelligence. So your parents are pretty intelligent. Obviously, they're very smart people. Did you follow in their footsteps? Did you graduate with a high GPA?
No, I graduated with the 1.7 GPA.
Excuse me?
1.7. I was
Both
terrible.
parents are counterintelligence and you graduated with a 1.7?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a hard childhood. It was a lot of disciplinary actions, a lot of punishment, suspensions from school. I got into a lot of, confrontations and fights in school. And I didn't try to be a bad kid, but it was just I don't know, the people I hung around and the people who were around me at the school and where I grew up at. I just wanted to kind of fit in with the crowd, I guess. And it kind of worked in my favor, but not so much. I was not really built for that. I didn't find out that part of me until I joined the Army. But as far as school goes, no, I was taking like fundamentals of math. My senior year, I barely graduated. I was supposed to get like my diploma mailed to me. I wasn't going to walk across the stage and It was like a toss in the air if I was going to even graduate or not. So my parents had a hard time with that. And it was by choice, I think. Like I could have done better, but to be the nerd was like, I was tired of getting, picked on already. So I might as well just put the work to the side. And my mom used to make me sleep with my books underneath my pillow to obtain the knowledge at night. So she thought that
Are
was
you
like,
serious?
yeah, I'm dead serious. Oh yeah.
Okay, who's the disciplinarian in your family, mom or dad?
My dad, definitely my dad. He didn't talk much. He still doesn't talk much, but when it came to discipline, oh, I feared him. Oh yeah. He was a scary guy, scary guy.
Religion.
Christian.
Christian?
Oh yeah. They
So
were
you
all
grew up going to church?
every Sunday, during the week, Sunday school, Bible services. I was sitting in the front row at church. My mom,
Everybody.
she was doing she was like a sign language interpreter. She's hard of hearing. So I would have to sit up in the front with her and so she could get like the sign language stuff and she would teach us sign language and we were, always in the church. It was not for me. I never liked it.
Well, most kids don't. Typically, as you get older, you find your way back
Oh yeah, yeah.
to the church in one way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay. You grow up, two parents in the military. You know from a young age, this is what I want to do.
Oh yeah, I was before the age of 10, I was like definitive on what I wanted to do. Elementary school, I was already telling my teachers I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. That was what I originally wanted to be, was a Navy SEAL. So my entire, school career, I went about thinking I was going to be a Navy SEAL guy. I would swim, go out to the beach, do beach runs, swimming, 1-2 miles. I had some former Green Beret guy train me up on how to swim. I was scuba qualified at 15. So that was like the path that I wanted to go on. But I'm colorblind, so that turned out to not be an option. Like it was out of the question, being colorblind. And the reason why I became an Army Ranger, it was basically after I was told I was colorblind. I passed my ASVAB test, the test that you take to get into the military, barely. And this Army nurse and recruiter, they had heard my story of, well, actually, they heard me crying. I was crying because I was like, man, all my dreams are shut down. I wasn't going to go to college. I don't think I could have. And I was not going to stay at home. So it was like a big fork in the road of, where I thought I was going to go and the options that I had. I was introduced to the Army Ranger career and I was like, what's that? And the guy told me it was like a Navy SEAL, except they don't swim. So I was like, sure, sign me up. And that's pretty much how that whole journey started was, failing a color vision test. I'm red, green, colorblind. An Army nurse felt, sympathy for me. She helped me cheat on the test by tracing out her finger on the Izihara test, this color vision test, so I could see the numbers and characters in there. Ended up passing it 14 out of 14. 2 weeks later, I was on my way to Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay, so you graduate high school, you go directly into the service.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask, because you mentioned, you wanted to be this Navy SEAL. So I'm like, why not go to the Navy?
They didn't have the jobs I wanted. I was in the Navy Sea Cadet Corps in Annapolis, Maryland. And it was just like being a basic Navy guy. And I didn't like the uniform either, like the bell-bottom pants and the Dixie cup hat. I wasn't feeling that. So I needed something different.
Got you. Educate me. I never had the opportunity to serve. Can you go directly into the Army and say, hey, I want to be a Ranger? Because you're talking about becoming this Army Ranger, which we know it's very, very difficult to get into any of these special forces. Do you go in day one after basic training and go right into Ranger school, or is there a process before you can become a Ranger?
No, it's a pretty long process. You can go in and ask for a Ranger contract, and that's essentially what I did. They call it the option 40, and they put Ranger in your contract. but there's like a 75% chance that won't even happen. So after basic, I went to, well, you have to go to airborne school. You jump out of planes and, you know, all that cool stuff. Graduated basic, went to airborne school. After airborne school, we went to a ranger selection, about a month long, no days off. And our class size when I first went there was like 85, somewhere around that number, 85, 88 guys. And by the time it was done, only 6 of us graduated. And we had another guy walk on from another class. So 7 total out of almost 100 guys actually made it. And then from there, we went on to the Ranger Battalion. Mine was 3rd Ranger Battalion. I did 2 years there and went to Ranger School, and that is a 62-day course. Lost 40 pounds in that school, came back to 3rd Ranger Battalion and deployed a few more times, and then went to sniper school and all that other cool stuff. But it's a pretty good long process, about 2 years worth.
It's about 2 years, because you just went through a bunch of schooling and a bunch of training just now.
Oh yeah.
Jumping out of airplanes to Ranger School, and I believe it was Ranger School where you said you lost how many pounds?
About 40 pounds. 40 pounds.
Is that normal?
30, 35 pounds is pretty normal. I would say normal. Like, you don't eat much. It's the equivalent of walking like the entire East Coast in 62 days with about 120 pounds on your back. And some days there's food, and by food, I mean like bare minimum, you know, amount of food, a cracker here or Skittles here. You know, you try to make do with essentially what you have, which is an MRE, a meal ready to eat. And you may or may not get one. You may not have time to eat one because you're moving all night, all day, walking up the mountains, in the swamps, doing all that cool stuff. It's not cool, but it looks cool on TV.
I gotta ask, you said you were bullied as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody does not become a Navy SEAL. Everybody does not become an Army Ranger. What do you have? What did you have that, you know, I think you said something like 80 people started, close to 100 people start, 7 people finish. What is it about you or any of the guys, your brothers, who are going through this grueling process that allow you guys?
You gotta think, what is it about him? That's like saying, like we asked the last person, like, how did you make it through it? He got that it factor. You know what I'm saying? It's always the ones that Neo. You this is the beginning. You see what he's this from the beginning. That's why I played the beginning. This is the first interview he had. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. From that time to this time, he grew so much. He had that it factor. You know what I'm saying? When you got that it factor, that's what it is. That's the thing with us as culture, right? You see that next person that has that it factor, that got the right rhetoric, the right everything. You know what I'm saying? And he's speaking at a high altitude. You know what I'm saying? He vibrating. When you vibrate the way he's vibrating, bro, you can't nothing but just bless. This man is blessed. I guarantee you that.
To make it.
For me, it was like a few reasons. I would say 2 or 3 reasons. One, I was just too scared to fail. Like, I would be embarrassed. I told my family, I preached about it my entire school career. I'm not going to fail. I'm going to become this
Right.
Navy SEAL or sniper. And I just didn't want to go back and feel like I failed. That embarrassment of preaching to someone, you know, for 10, 12 years, I'm going to do this thing, and then you don't do it because I quit. And I guess you could say I kind of enjoyed watching other people fail, like guys who I thought were stronger than me. They look, you know, pretty much look like football players, big guys, strong guys. And I'm like, you know, there's no way this guy's going to quit. So when I would see those guys quit, I would feed off of that. And I don't know, it was like this weird complex of I enjoyed watching the weaker people fall out and quit, and me still, you know, be there standing at the end. I was looking forward to that. And the third reason, I was just too dumb to quit. Like, I wanted to quit every day, but I was just too dumb to quit. I would always say, you know, I'll quit tomorrow, or I'll quit in 30 minutes, or I'll quit after this 8 hours worth of push-ups or 12 mile, 15-mile run. I would always, plan ahead and say, I'm going to quit after that. But after I got done, I was like, you know what? It really wasn't that bad. It was just in that moment, it really was bad and painful. And after the fact, I was like, it wasn't that bad. So I stuck around for another day, another 30 minutes, another evolution of, getting beat down. And after the fact, I was like, it wasn't that bad. It could be worse,
Mm. Give me an idea. We hear these stories about these special forces guys, specifically the Navy SEALs in the Hell Week, and they're up for a full week or 5 straight days, and it's just torture on every single level. What's the equivalent in the Army Rangers?
Selection. Like, we don't have a Hell Week, where it's 5 days of just being up doing physical activities without sleep. And I don't even think they go the entire 5 days. I think it's like 3 days and some change. But they get weekends off. Like, we didn't have weekends off. Our days it was just all one long day. So I would say selection for us was pretty brutal. But like, I'm kind of biased. I respect the SEALs for what they do, but when it comes to like being overseas doing stuff, there's only one unit that outshines Navy SEALs, Green Berets, and Delta Force, all those units. It's the Army Rangers. Like, we're the only unit that's killed and captured more enemy targets, been consecutively deployed the entire duration of the global war on terrorism, no days off. There was never a time a Ranger was not over there. And I'm probably going to piss some SEALs off with it, but no SEAL has ever had to rescue us. Every single time a SEAL has been behind enemy lines and needed some help, they call us to come get them. Marcus Luttrell, the guy from Lone Survivor.
Yep.
We went in to rescue him. Roberts Ridge, early on in the war, RIP, but he ended up passing away. He fell out the helicopter. Rangers had to go in to help them out. I was on a mission with SEAL Team 6, and they needed some assistance getting some guys out. So they call us, and it's for a reason. They're bad dudes too, but we're just real bad.
Okay, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
How much do you weigh?
Right now? Like
How much did you weigh when you were in the service?
155. I hover around that still, like 155, 160.
Okay, I asked you earlier, what is it about you? There's nothing, like, you're clearly tough as nails. You are clearly somebody who has...
Where you been at, my boy? What's up, my boy, man? Too blown. Where you been at, bro? You been missing action, bro. You been missing action, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do I gotta take that mod for you, brother? Do I gotta clean the mods up? Cause y'all been missing action. I don't be seeing none of my mods. You know what I'm saying? We be supposed to be on the grind with your boy. I'm up here grinding by myself, man. What's going on? Too blown, man. Too blown. I'm too blown. I'm too blown. I'm too blown. Too blown. You better be up here, bro. You gotta be fucked up, too blown.
The mental toughness to go through things that most people could not conceive or would not want to or would quit. You're 5'7", 150.
Yeah. I was smaller in high school. Like, my senior year, I didn't weigh
What's up, my boy? Switch hitter, both sides of the plate. Mr. Switch hitter, you know what I'm saying? Grandson was having, Sherm was having, my boy Sherm. My boy Sherman, this motherfucker going crazy. Shout out Miss Kita, keeping this motherfucker lit. Make sure y'all tap in with the clothing line. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? Mummy Dust, man. MummyDust.com, man. Mummy Dust, man. It's Mummy Dust, man.
100 pounds. I gained 30 pounds in basic. It was the first time I ever had 3 meals in a day. So I gained 30 pounds there, and another 20 pounds when I was in Ranger Battalion. Like, we ate good.
Got you.
But no, I don't even see myself as being like anything special or anything like that. It's just a mindset of how far, like, I was willing to die in training and, in combat for that matter. Like, when the time came.
My boy Dre popped in like, what's going on? Hold on. Everybody ain't mentioning that. Let me know something.
Like, I'll die for it. That's it's just the mindset. Like once you stare death in its face, or you can smell it, and you know, like, yeah, this is that time to like shake death's hand and make that agreement. Like, you know what, let's do it. I had that mindset of, like I
Let's
did,
do it.
Ranger selection on 2 fractured tibias and fibias. And before that, broke one when I was jumping out of planes. And I looked down one morning and I couldn't see my feet. My calves and my shins were like swollen up so big I couldn't see my feet. And I still did training on that. So it's just, I'm too dumb to quit. And not in a bad way, but some people are just built like that. Like there's nothing on this planet that's gonna stop me from doing what I want to do. And that's with anything,
Wow. I think you just said something that was very, very revealing as to what it really and truly takes. See, everybody talks that I'm ready to die for something, but not everybody truly means those words. And clearly, when you say I was ready to die, you meant that.
Oh,
You
100%. Yeah. You have to. If you don't believe it, if you don't mean it, then you won't do it. Like I watched a guy, my second deployment, he went through all the Ranger training and stuff like that too. But the first time we were like in a really good firefight, I watched him curl up in a fetal position right beneath my feet. We were in this vehicle.
So my boy, he was my boy, my nigga. Hey, Flint Hampton in the building. Hey, my boy Flint Hampton, he want all us as a unit to get together, brother. He want the Black Panthers to be a certified uh party in the government. He want to insert blackness into the government. It got to be that no independent party. You know what I'm saying? We want to action at that. He want the Party Panther to come back, and that's that boy Flint Hampton. That boy's a monster. I mean, Discord with that man. That man be speaking like Malcolm X sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Only thing fucked up about him that he played a game and he be cussing too much in the game. He be doing too much. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to real people that understand life and the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? I see bro and different people I fuck with. It's fuck with love. It's love where we coming from, bro. And that's how we fucking around. You know, but if you fuck with us, you know what I'm saying? We gon' United we stand, divided we fall. That's a fact, brother. It's a fact.
Called the Striker. I was on the machine gun and I watched this guy huddle down underneath me and was too scared to move. We had rockets bouncing off the ground, exploding in front of us. And I mean, we went through all the ammo we had. The helicopters, they went through all the ammo and rockets that they had. So it was a pretty intense firefight. It lasted for a few hours, and I watched him not pull the trigger one time. So it basically, yeah, I guess does come down to a mindset. You can do all the training and stuff like that too, but when the time comes to do the deed, there's a few people who think they can do it, and the other few people who actually will do it, go through with it.
Wow. How long were you in the service?
From 2004 to 2010. And then I did another year in the private military sector for a private military contractor. Like if you've heard of Blackwater, I wasn't Blackwater, I was Triple Canopy. It's
Got you.
yeah, private military.
How many deployments?
Total 6 deployments.
6 deployments. Okay. Let's talk about your first deployment. At this time, you're an Army Ranger?
I was, yep.
You're an Army, but you're not a sniper yet.
No, I started off machine gunner. Well, I started off as an assaulter. My first deployment, I was a machine gunner, and I stayed machine gunner for about 2 years. I had my own little machine gun team. Then I became a designated marksman, and then I became a sniper after that.
Okay, stop there for 1 second, because I want you to walk us through this for a second.
Yeah.
You, and I want to talk specifically about your first deployment. You're still green.
Oh, yeah.
We know about the 33 confirmed kills. You never killed anyone at this point.
Oh,
How
my
old are
first
you?
deployment?
Yes, your first deployment.
Oh my, no, I did some killing. There was only one deployment I didn't kill anybody.
No. Prior to going into your first
Oh,
deployment.
got you.
You had never killed anyone at that point.
No.
How old are you?
18.
You're 18 years old. You're green. So help us, because when I envision a deployment, somebody who's never been there, somebody who's never been in a firefight, I think of scenes like Charlie Sheen in the movie Platoon, when they dropped him over in Vietnam. And I'll never forget, because to me, I love that movie, but it was one of the most compelling scenes in any war movie that I have ever seen, because when they dropped him over, it was innocence. If for nothing else, there was innocence. And soon as they got off the plane, the guys were carrying dead bodies past them. And him and the other guys were like, is that what you think it is? Is this? And all of a sudden that innocence is blown. They realize I am at war. And I also think, obviously more people are probably familiar with Private Ryan and that opening scene in the movie where they stormed Omaha Beach and they're pulling up in these barges, and as soon as they drop that wall, bullets start flying. What was it like for you when you first got deployed?
I thought it was going to be like Saving Private Ryan. And side note, those were Rangers from 2nd Ranger Battalion. That whole unit that was going to go save Private Ryan, those were all Rangers. I thought it was going to be like that, but what it turned out to be was we were on this big C-17, a big airplane, jumbo jet-like airplane, transportation. I thought when they lowered the ramp down, we were going to run off in the desert. There's going to be bullets flying everywhere. And it was the exact opposite. Like, they lowered the ramp. It was hot. I remember that. It was like 120 degrees, it felt like. And there was like a coffee place over there, a McDonald's over here, and it was quiet. I'm like, dude, where's all the war stuff? Where's the noises and stuff like that? It was quiet. Everybody had a smile on their face. It wasn't anything of what I expected. But later that night is when I got a chance to see, this is the war part. You have to leave the wire. So we were like all on this big base at the airfield in Tikrit. I think we landed at Baghdad and drove to Tikrit, or took another flight to Tikrit, Iraq, where Saddam Hussein, that's where he grew up or lived or something like that. But no, it was pretty much peaceful, serene. I never heard, gunshots or any bombs or anything going off when I first stepped foot off the plane. And I was kind of scared. I was watching all the guys around me. You carry your gun. And I remember thinking, like, I don't have any bullets. So when they lowered the ramp, in my mind, I'm thinking we're going to run off. The first person it drops, I'm going to grab his gun, put the bullets in my gun, and we keep going from there. But we just walked off with our bags and like nothing, like it didn't feel like war at all. It just felt like a mini resort, I guess, just in the desert with nothing to see, no color, hot.
How long were you there before you got in your first firefight?
About 8 hours.
Excuse me?
Yeah, about 8 hours. Like, we left. We got there. We got a mission 8 hours soon after that. And we were out the door within 8 hours from the little compound we stayed at. A little secretive compound blocked off to where nobody can see what goes on the inside. And we went out back, caught some helicopters, and like, I knew what the mission was and what we were supposed to do. We trained for it, but it didn't feel real until I actually like got off the helicopter. All the dust is blowing up all around, and then you start hearing bang, 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 pop, pop, stuff like that. And I didn't know what it was. I thought they were gunshots. Turned out to be stun grenades guys were throwing in the house, and then the gunshots came after that. And I just was like pretty much thinking to myself, like, man, there's got to be at least 3 or 4 dead bodies inside that building. Never got a chance to see any, but it was like my first experience of okay, I guess this is war. It's almost like what I looked at on TV under night vision. We only did missions at night. I never saw Iraq at daytime, other than walking around our compound, getting something to eat, or leaving Iraq. It was always at nighttime. So it was surreal, I guess, a little bit. It didn't get real for me until like I had to shoot someone. And that was pretty fair, like fairly early on. I would say the first week or two in country is when I had to shoot someone.
Okay, you're 18 years old. You are now put in a position where you have to take a man's life. Walk me through that experience.
Yeah, so we just got done doing a mission. We were on these 40-ton strikers. I was a machine gunner up top on a big 50 cal. It's like a 5.5-inch long bullet. It can penetrate tanks, take down airplanes, and it's a destructive bullet. I was on top of the machine gun, and as we're leaving, they had curfews at the time, and we started spotting cars on the drive back, about a 35-minute drive back to the compound where we stayed at. Then we see this car barreling down towards us, and the commander started to like signal me. I was in a lead vehicle. Like, dude, if this guy starts swerving and heads, like aiming the car towards us, I want you to light him up. Because they had vehicle-borne IEDs or IEDs jam-packed in the bed of the car to where the car looks like it's like going hydraulics. It's flat. It's rotting real low to the ground, packed with the explosives. And this car started to swerve into our convoy and point it in our direction. And my commander at the time, like I'm looking at the car from a distance and I'm like, no, this is not how it's about to go down. And he's like, dude, take it off, get ready to light this dude up. And he had to hit me on my helmet to like get me to pull the trigger at first, because I wasn't being shot at. It was a dude in the car with explosives in the back, gonna go aim towards us and like a torpedo and blow us up. And I shot him, and I remember seeing the bullets like spark off the hood of the car and went on the inside of the car, and then a poof, like it turned him into like jello, like vapor, water vapor. When they hit, it exploded them. And we pulled over the vehicles and went to go investigate the vehicle that I just shot. And it was like a trunk full of wired explosives. I forget what kind they were. I'm not going to tell you how to make them, but it's like homemade explosives. And when they opened up the car door, he like spilled out like jello, spilled out onto the pavement. That was my first experience. And like, I didn't feel anything after that. I was like, holy shit. Oh, I just shot this dude. And I didn't feel anything about it. It was just weird until that night. Then I dreamt about it. And the dude that I shot, he was my ceiling fan in my room. So his arms and legs were the blades, and his head was the center portion of the ceiling fan. And he was spinning, and I was strapped on my bed. I couldn't move. And he started spinning faster and faster until like his body ripped apart and flew all over the room and doused me in his blood and stuff like that. Then I woke up and went on about the next mission, which was like, we did 120 missions in 90 days. So we were doing like 2-3 missions sometimes a day. We didn't have any days off. So it was, we were getting it in every night,
How many people would you say you killed during that period?
My first deployment? Dang. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Like more than 10 easily. We were lighting it. Yeah, more than 10.
Okay, go back because something just, wow. You said it's just insane. You're shooting with 50 cals. Those go through tanks. When you hit a human being with that bullet, his body disintegrates.
Oh, it
literally turns to jello.
If you miss a person and the bullet passes by within like a couple of feet, it'll rip a limb off.
Even if you miss them.
Even if you miss, that bullet's moving so fast and it's big and powerful. You can be like within 2 feet of hitting someone and then it's still like take their arm off.
Where'd you shoot him?
Everywhere. I guess upper body, like he evaporated. The only like clear shot I remember with a 50. Well, no, my machine gunner behind me, he hit a guy with a 50. He was running on a rooftop. He had an RPG, and he hit him, and his upper body like went away, and just his legs like took 2 more steps on the rooftop, but his upper body was gone. It'd do that.
And you literally saw this.
Oh yeah.
How do you function? Like, how?
To be honest, I don't know. It didn't feel real. Like I never seen human bodies do that stuff. Even the first person who I seen get shot with a sniper rifle, he fell off of a building, landed right in front of me, and my mind told me it was a sack of potatoes in a burlap bag. That's what my mind told me. I knew what it was, but I guess to compartmentalize it, it was just a bag of potatoes to me. So I never really like, and even like walking over dead bodies and seeing it, I never put 2 and 2 together of, until later on. In the beginning, it was just, I was confused, I think. I never seen anything like that, and it was far different from what.
It get like that, brother. On the day of, you know what I'm saying, you take a couple steps back to stride forward. Nigga go, you know what I'm saying, to full speed. You gotta probably, you go back to get that, You gotta go back sometimes. You know what I'm saying, and get that little burst. Boom. Trust me, sometimes you gotta go back. Sometimes you gotta fall back. You gotta feel like you gotta see what reality is. Because sometimes you feel above reality. So you're gonna get pinched. Ah, shit. My bad. Ah, let me get that shit going. Straight up. That's a little pinch.
The movies,
Little pinch.
like the body does a lot of weird stuff, you know? Like seeing guys get shot in the head, and like it either looks like a pancake sometimes it splits in half, pops off, or the overpressure from the bullet to make the eyeballs like sag out their eyes like a cartoon. So it kind of be like them, like, it's just like that. Yeah.
Wow. You know, I got to ask you this because as you're speaking, it almost sounds like you disassociate.
You have to.
You know, you have to, correct?
You have to. You have to.
Okay, looking back, even before I take the story forward,
Lay down.
are trained killers like yourself, are you made? You know, we see movies like Jason Bourne, Jack Ryan, Rambo. You know, some of them seems like I'm born to do this, and then others are trained. Where do you fall in?
Honestly, I would say born. I would say born. Born
So
to
you
do
would
it.
say you're more trained. You're not a natural born killer.
Honestly, I think back then more of a natural born killer. I just hadn't experienced it yet. Like the training was fine. Like it helped out, but almost all that stuff goes out the window when you're getting shot at. Like there's no, like, you know what to do, but you gotta, I think those guys and guys like us, you're just born to perform that task, you know? Somewhere in our history, in our lineage, we had warriors or something like that, blood in us, and it just trickled down. But for the most part, I say
we got 7 minutes, y'all, but I want everybody to take their time to double tap the screen, get the likes up, all the stuff, man. It was I think we did, what, 3 hours? We're going to be doing for 3 hours right now, 3 hours and about
guys
6
are
minutes.
born to do it. And sad to say, I think some guys are also like the ones who are trained, it can be addictive. Not just the killing part, which I'm sure, you know, can be addictive.
Hey, that's 100% right, bro. On everything, right? You right as hell. It's 81 money, Mitch. This is why war should be outlawed. How do we expect this guy to function normally? That's changed so much. Exactly. That's even with the streets. That's even with the. They feel like they throw us back in there. They don't, because they don't care. They don't care, bro. They says, hey man, could you react to my music, bro? Listen, bro. I don't do reactions for free, bro. I get paid to do this type of stuff, bro. I don't do all that money. If you want your stuff, you believe in yourself, You should be ready to present what you got going on and all that type of stuff. Just to be, IQ do this for me for free, man. All that, man, brother. That should be giving. That should get tight. That should get me tight. Should get me tight, bro. I'm out here grinding and hustling. You think I'm gonna just start just, man, it's a lot. That's a lot. Now if I was doing reactions and doing other videos and going up, that's different. But just to come in here to say that, you should have your money ready. Like, boy, I got this for you. React to my shit right now. That's the type of shit I do.
If you're good at it, and yeah, but it can be addictive, but also like the rush. I think people are just addicted to that rush. It's a big drug. You'll never experience with any illegal drug or legal drug you can get anywhere in the world. It's different.
And that's where I was kind of going with this, because I gotta imagine you take your first life, you're freaking out. Just by the thought, even if you don't immediately feel anything, you have to, walk away later on that night when it's you, the four walls in the dark. I took a life.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And at some point, for many of the guys, like you said, who are good at it, does it become the thrill of the kill? Like I've long passed freaking out that I took a life. This is actually what I do, and it's no different than guys that you see hunting, and they're hunting wild game, and they're proud of, this is what I do.
Yeah. There's no different. I think. But the thing about that though, like it was like that back then, but all the guys who I know and watched them, do some killing, they're different now. Like different. Not the same person. Older
Understood.
now, but not the same people.
And I have to believe that over there, this is who you have to become if you're going to survive.
Oh yeah, it's the real jungle of it's kill or be killed. And like I was coming home, I wanted to, and if that meant if I had to kill 1 million people, I would have done it. But I'm glad I didn't know. Like I don't regret. Well, I do have regrets, and that's only because of my sanity, of where after the fact, like when all that stuff is said and done, the war's over or you get out. Oh yeah, like you get faced with a lot of demons. And I took care of mine with being as intoxicated as I possibly could for years. Like that's all we did. Like when I was in the Army and after a deployment, we would drink for about 2 days straight, because we don't drink over there for 90 days, 120 days. So after that, we would party. They would lock us in our little barracks compound, and dudes would, not even 21, but we would have a good time for about 2 to 3 days of just forgetting stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You go through your first deployment. Possibly you have something like 10 kills under your belt. You're a ranger. Walk me through becoming a sniper. What does sniper school look like? How many deployments before you became a sniper? Give me an idea.
Yeah, so you have to put in some time in battalion. They call it like in the squad or on the line, just to see if you're, if you can be a team player, if you are used to being overseas, can you perform under, stressful conditions, and, if you can just basically just prove yourself. After that, I was a team leader, and I went to Ranger school. So to become a sniper or a dog handler or a reconnaissance guy, you have to go to Ranger school. And it's a pretty, like, they say it's the Army's toughest school or the military's toughest school. Army, Navy, Marines. They say Ranger school. Like, we had Marines and Navy SEALs in Ranger school. Some of those guys didn't make it. And it's supposed to be 62 days. I extended my stay I failed the first evolution or the first phase, which is Fort Benning phase, Darby ground phase. I failed that one, and I was going to quit then, but I decided to recycle because I was supposed to get married. This was 2007, so I was supposed to get married, and in order to do that, I had to be out of Ranger School on time before a deployment. So I debated on quitting. I ended up not quitting. I went through the entire school 62 days after that. So mine ended up being like closer to 80, 90 days in that school. As soon as I got out, did we get married? We got married yeah, I did. I got married as soon as I got out of Ranger School. Head was still like halfway shaven. My fingernails didn't grow for months. I couldn't feel the tips of my toes for about a year. And I was 40 pounds lighter, way malnutrition, and got married. After that, a month or two later, I went overseas, and that was my, I want to say third or fourth deployment, third deployment. And yeah, we went to Mosul, Iraq. Now that was 2007. We got married in October. No, we got married in November. And that next year, 2008, I went to Mosul, Iraq. Then after that is when I went to sniper school. And sniper school, it was at Fort Benning, and I want to say it was 8 weeks long.
Don't talk to them. I'm not talking to you. Don't trip. But yeah, man, I'll see y'all in a minute, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Got shit going on. I got shit to do. I gotta make sure my child gotta be asleep. You know what I'm saying? So everything I be doing, I should have been doing that in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little late. I'm a minute late, so she know at 10 o'clock she shut down. What's up with it though, man? I appreciate everybody pulling up. Get the mics up. Appreciate everybody. My Discord people, you know I'm popping in Discord. Other than that, we out of here. See y'all in a minute, man. It's your boy ODM Slim. Not like other than I see y'all, man. Peace out. See y'all tomorrow. Good little 50 bands. Hold on, we did a 50 band. Let me show you. Let me show you what we did tonight. We did 47,000.